Jack, why do you insist on doing this dumb internet shit on TV?
I look and see, it's not just me.
This place is a fucking joke, man. You're a clown. I quit.
So many of us have stood where we stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. So many of us have stood where we stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. We call us problem child. We spend our lives on trial. We walk an endless mile. We are the youth gone wild. We stand and we won't fall. We're one and one for all. The writing's on the wall. We are the youth gone wild.
No. It doesn't make logical sense, but it makes.
Well, yes, of course.
But it makes wrestling booking sense. Of course, this makes no sense. Of course, okay, it makes no sense. However, in pro wrestling booking, which often makes no sense, you would do that. It's about making money. It's not about anything else. Wrestling's always been about making money first and foremost. That's it.
Yes, I look and see, it's not just me.
Last weekend was the greatest weekend in AEW history. This is the greatest week.
I look and see, it's not just me.
Security, my safety, my life was in danger at a wrestling show.
So many of us have stood where we stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. So many of us have stood where we stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. We call us problem child. We spend our lives on trial. We walk an endless mile. We are the youth gone wild. We stand and we won't fall. We're one and one for all. The writing's on the wall. We are the youth gone wild. We call us problem child. We spend our lives on trial. We walk an endless mile. We are the youth gone wild. We stand and we won't fall. We're one and one for all. The writing's on the wall. We are the youth gone wild. Get wild! Yeah!
If you're familiar with how we do things often here on these Wednesdays, it's a lot like one of my favorite movies, Time Cop.
What? Fuck you. Fuck you.
Yeah!
Yeah!
It's time for Jim Cornette's Strike Through, sponsored by Stephen P. Send an email to our crew, buy a cameo or two.
Every booking is golden, you see. Perfect cards crafted for you and me. Yeah, the best guys, Tony Khan, is true. Triple cup, best damn booker in the land. 3 red cups stacked up, always in command. Triple cup, living legend of the fight. Just a call away from making it right. Never see him back hard, no way. Got the whole roster locked in for the day. A Crimson Tower, modern art. Triple cup. Every booking is golden, you see. Perfect cards crafted for you and me. Yeah, the best guys, Tony Khan, is true. Triple cup, best damn booker in the land. 3 red cups stacked up, always in command. Triple cup, living legend of the fight. Just a call away from making it right. Never see him back hard, no way. Got the whole roster locked in for the day. A Crimson Tower, modern art. Triple cup. Triple cup.
What's happening, everybody? Welcome to another eclectic edition of PWT Live Show. Yeah. I am your host, the infallible Phil S. Marks. And today, guys, we have a show. There's WWE pay cut drama going on. Lots of drama surrounding TKO right now. And we're going to get into all of that. Nick LoPiccolo crashes out on AEW. He's exposing everyone. He gets into it with Steve Carrier of Ringside News. If you guys haven't yet become a member for only 99 cents, you can gift a membership. On Member Monday, by the way, we hung out and watched like Nick LoPiccolo's whole interview on Body Slam or whatever, and just sort of EFAP'd it and reacted to it. We're going to talk about it a little bit here. Just sort of like the surface level stuff, and then his fallout with Ringside News, which happened, I guess, like just over the last day or, after that interview or whatever. And if you want to see like the full watch along of that Member Monday show, memberships are 99 cents. I do a bonus show every week. So, what else do we got going on here? Also, the dirt sheets keep botching. They just keep botching everything. It's a recurring theme throughout the evening. They botch with WWE. They botch with AEW. They botch with goddamn everything. So, yeah, we're going to get into all of that and more as people file in. Hit like, hit subscribe. Check out patreon.com/pro wrestle times. And all the member shows are on there too, if anything gets clipped off YouTube. I'm also live on Kick. So shout out Kick. Kick is where the streams, the PWT live shows and Dave Meltzer Dumb Moment live stream originals exist as well as YouTube. But, sometimes YouTube makes you chop something out, so fucking it'll be over there pristine. Make sure you check that out. Those are my plugs. Okay, guys. Let me check in because I see Mike Sauce has gifted 1, 2, 3, 4 Pro Wrestle Clips memberships. By God, King. By God, King. He broke the membership gift button in half. Wow, thank you. I think it's 4, right? Maybe 5. I don't know if they all... Thank you so much, everybody. Round of applause. That's a huge support. I really appreciate that. Hopefully some people got those who wanted them or who are hate watching or whatever. And Chief Wahoo 22 has been a member for 11 months. Had a baby in that time. I only have $3. I only got Tree Fitty. You guys know that South Park? And he asked the Loch Ness Monster for Tree Fitty. TKO and As Flexible as That Rook guy hook me up. Yeah, dude. Yeah, memberships are 99 cents as well. So lock in. And that's like Canadian. So if you're in America, dude, that's like 12 cents right now. Okay. Okay, guys, let's get right into miscellaneous news. We do. And also Ted Turner passed away. Here's the thing. He's been so like removed from the wrestling industry. We're going to cover it here, obviously. And yeah, I did put it in miscellaneous news. We'll get to it. And again, I didn't make a title out of it. Like he's been there's like a whole new generation of fucking wrestling fans majorly who watch. Like, does Logan Paul even know who Ted Turner is? You'd be hard pressed. I bet if you he didn't know who Monkey D. Luffy was. So, or Luffy D. Monkey or whatever he called it. But ladies and gentlemen, it is time for miscellaneous news.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
So, guys, at GCW, John Zandig, Jesus, made a run-in during a GCW match here. And are they, like, popping for him? The thing is like, Zandig... I mean, you got to give him his flowers in GCW the way they did for Sandman and whatnot. Like, you might as well. They did it for Sabu. Zandig's like another one of these deathmatch guys who fucking... And they're chanting at this kid, you fucked up. Oh, his reaction to catching the boot was so slow. No, he's an older man. I got nothing but love. Just... And like, do these people know who Zandig is? That's the thing. And it's Zandig, not Danzig, not mother. So Tony Schiavone's opening AEW right now with a tribute to Ted Turner, but they are also on Turner Network. I mean, he meant more than just wrestling, obviously, and we're going to talk about that. Okay, they kind of know who Zandig is. Okay, so like a mild pop for Zandig. And so here is a fan who got into an actual fight, but not really. It's a work brother, YouTube, with a wrestler at an independent show in Arkansas. He can't beat this guy up. How is he going to beat me up? Here, let's see what happens here. This worker shoot chat. Worker shoot.
Hold on.
Oh, yeah, they're actually fighting.
Hold on now.
In Minecraft.
I'm so glad I got that. I'm so glad I got that shit. Since Nick cannot beat up this guy right here, I already know he can't beat me up. So just know next show, it's gonna be me and you for that title right there.
So then the dude in the ring cuts a promo. In fairness, he is like the most profesh. She's just like, well, I know you can't kick my ass. That's pretty funny. So I wonder what happened. Like, Buddy just jumped the barricade and fucking...
Hey, hold on. Hey, hold on now.
Like the old days, man. This brother's got some heat.
I'm so glad I got that.
It's just like ginger anger or something. You know what I'm saying? Let's check in with Stinger. Okay, Sting's out there with Tony Schiavone. They're honoring Ted Turner. We're about to talk about him that's why I kicked your leg from your leg. We're going to talk about him in a second. We have some Tony Khan Cringe tonight as well. And they're also just kind of throwing this AEW card together on the fly. They're just like last minute announcing matches. And it's an AEW Collision combo show, guys. So this is actually 3 hours. We're going to be watching Dynamite tonight. Sting saying that Ted Turner loved pro wrestling. So I just want to listen to Sting and Tony Schiavone give some love. Speaking of giving love, Kevin Pierpont, a member for 12 months. It's a whole year. He gave it a year. Thank you so much for 12 months of membership. And I acknowledge you.
Acknowledge me.
Next up, bro, I'm coming out to the ring. This is Tony Khan's ploy to fucking get Vince Russo in the company. There wouldn't be a Tony Khan.
The best guy is Tony Khan.
Big Ted. So typically when AEW does these, like, so they don't want to go head to head with Backlash, right? And there's also a UFC, so it's just smart not to. And like, it's crazy that UFC and WWE have done like PLEs, because I guess they're called numbered events or PLEs on Paramount. It's crazy how they're just doing them at the same time frequently. They don't give a fuck. It's probably so easy for their books to just look at, oh yeah, here's the night where we had a bunch of shit go down, you know? But usually these collisions, when they're tagged on to Dynamite, like that third hour just falls off and it's just loaded with matches and it's just a nothing show. And now he's putting Tony Khan over. Oh my God.
The best guy is Tony
my
Khan.
God. To use the Ted Turner shit to put Tony Khan over is the cringiest shit of all fucking time. I'm actually dead. Cancel him. He should be canceled. No. Oh my God. That's peak AEW cringe. Like, their WBD is about to be owned by Paramount that don't like Tony Khan. We got the 10 bells here. But to make that shit about putting over Tony Khan and being like another billionaire who wants to keep wrestling going, it's like, hey, well, like this billionaire, you might not have a fucking choice when all's said and done, bro. Live in person, I wouldn't talk through the 10 bell salute. We're going to take this moment to honor Ted Turner. I know that there's people out there not even watching this. But this is a beautiful tribute, and I'm glad AEW did this. But that's just peak AEW cringe to make it about Tony Khan at the end. It's just pretty nutty. Okay, let's get back into some miscellaneous news. The New Day both recently left WWE. Here's the videos they dropped. I guess they're not talking, but this is what they had to say. Austin Creed, a.k.a. Xavier Woods, says, for the past 16 years, WWE has been my home. It's where I grew up, found myself, failed, learned, and got to live out things the younger version of me could only dream about. When I first walked into FCW, I just wanted a chance to prove I belonged and to bring something different to professional wrestling. That chance became a life full of moments I'll carry with me forever. WrestleMania championships, King of the Ring, arenas around the world. Isn't he the reason they brought King of the Ring back as well? At one point, the gift of connecting with all of you by being myself. The New Day gave me a bond with Kofi and Big E that I'll cherish for life. You believed in us, even when our ideas were wild. And because of that, we got to show people that being unapologetically yourself is a strength. Up, up, down, down became another piece of that same mission, a place for joy, friendship, and humanity. So thankful to the locker room producers. He names everyone. He thanks them. He's so thankful. And to everyone who's been a part of this ride, thank you for believing in me. Thank you for letting me be Xavier Woods. Thank you for giving me the confidence to walk away as Austin Creed. Hell yeah. And then Kofi Kingston dropped this. And again, this is what it's all about right here. Like he's just hanging out with his kid. And there's a sunset and he's in his yard. And he's just like, right on. And he wrote a big, long thing, too. And Kofi says, it's taken me 2 full days to respond to all my texts. I hadn't been on social media. I can't help but to be filled completely with gratitude. My story has been nothing short of remarkable. I'm truly blessed. He's had an accolade-laden and fun-filled career, made his childhood dream as well. Throughout his journey, he's so thankful to be surrounded by great friends. Most people go through life without ever experiencing a love like I have for Woods and E. So again, they're just putting over the same stuff, right? How could you not? There are far too many people to mention by name here, but to everyone, again, much like Xavier Woods, Elon Musk like Xavier Woods, much like Xavier Woods. He's just thanking everyone. And he says, my main mission has always been a simple one, to provide a comfortable life filled with heartwarming memories for my family, largely in part to all of you. I can proudly say that I've achieved that goal and more. It wasn't supposed to be a novel, so let me wind it down with some advice. Do your best to live a life without regrets. Control what you can control. Always give it your all, and fight hard for what you believe in. So this is the key part here. Do not ever compromise or accept less than your due when it comes to your worth. And so that pretty much, I mean, yes, that's good messaging, but obviously, yes, they were offering him some less money and shit. They did this before. Like, That's what happened with Truth, where he didn't sign anything because he even said it. He saw what they were trying to pay him, and he was like, well, I think I'm worth more than that after this much. And so whatever. I didn't realize I was let go or whatever. He had, I don't know, R-Truth, it seemed like a genuine kind of misunderstanding too. This part, which is funny because when Nick Khan called him, they just smoothed it out and then he showed back up to work. Either way, though, Kofi Kingston. He just said, don't accept less than you're due when it comes to your worth. Find the courage to believe in yourself and fearlessly pursue your goals and dreams because anything is possible. The kid that was too small, short, skinny, or scrawny, or got their chest caved in by Big Show. No, I added that part. Was never supposed to make it in this land of giants, yet here we are. And so the sun sets on one chapter, so too must it rise another. Tomorrow is indeed a new day. And that's like a double entendre because indeed he's got to find a new job now. You get it? Just jokes. He's going to get paid millions to go to AEW probably. So all will be good. It will be a all elite day. No, I'm joking. TK Mark 36 has been a member for 14 months.
He had a Cuervo with him the whole time too.
Shout you out, man. Thank you for 14 months of membership. Check out Member Monday. It was like 4 hours. We watched a bunch of shit. We just chatted it up, scrolled the timeline. It was fun. So speaking of fun, man like DeReiss, he at WrestleCon met this group of grandmothers. Okay. And Gooners, get your fucking minds right. I know what chat's going to start saying here in about a second. But, Lynn Crawford, Susie Matthews, and Rose Sully told BBC Breakfast, okay, chill now. What are we doing? Gooners, what's going on? BBC Breakfast? Is that like what they had, or is that the name of the show? Go. So fucking stupid, guys. So here's I don't know. I'm fucked up. Here's man like DeReiss with the grandmas, and they're on the BBC morning show, and then they actually dropped the music video.
After I, sat in my seat and thought, okay, my seat was back, and the air hostess was saying, put your seat forward, and I couldn't do it. I said, excuse me, can you press my button? And he said, what? I went, the seat.
And you press my button? Go. Come over here now.
I was thinking, you need help now, do you? But then we become best friends.
Best friends, because how long
See, they can't help but joke about the shit either, okay? Can we be honest?
Into the journey, because this bond really happened. Because
after the press of the button.
And it was like that, was it?
More or less, yeah. He took his hoodie off because he was hid with his jacket over him, and then took his, and I thought, oh, I don't mind sitting on you for 10 hours.
I don't mind sitting on you. Oh, shit. That's harassment. You know what
Sometimes
they say?
In life, you got to be a hoe.
No. It's a good time, man. She's like serious. She's like, back in my day.
We all wanted to change seats. I put the arm of the seat down. I could feel his mouth. I was thinking, oh.
That's great. Rosa just said that you all then wanted to change seats.
She's thirsty.
Yeah, we all wanted to change seats. DeReiss, what were you thinking when this was all happening?
I was thinking, what's happened is going on. Because I missed my flight that I was meant to get on the Tuesday because my visa didn't come in time for Vegas. So I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to get to Vegas for Mania Week for independent wrestling. And then, so it just happened by chance. I was in there, and that's it on that day. It was just meant to be, I think.
Speaking of meant to be, they're about to go platinum. Here is the debut of Man Like DeReiss featuring the Welsh Nanas. And I actually don't know what the song's called, but let's go.
Stepping on 1, 2, 1. You think it's sick, but found what are we on? Roll around Brumtown, ends with Leon. We run a Brit Rest team for eons. When I say 01, you say 21, 01. 2-1. When I say 01, you say 21, 01. 2-1. When I say 01, you say 21, 01. 2-1.
Let's go. Let's go. One more time. Let's run that.
Reppin' 0121. You think it's sick, but fam, what are we on? Roll around Brumtown, ends with Leon. We run a brick wrestling for eons. Eons. When I say 01, you say 2101. 21. When I say 01, you say 2101. 21. When I say 01, you say 2101. 21.
He's got to bring him out at a match now. They got to valet him. They have to. It's almost like the gimmick's too good. It's like a gimmick now. It's like, man, like DeReiss with the Welsh nanas. He gets hit up for his next indie date. And can we get the Welsh nanas too? Oh my goodness. That fucking rules. So, speaking of not ruling, Alberto Del Rio could be sent back to jail after controversial comments at a wrestling show. So, immediately after another situation that he was in, another one arises, it seems. And this is courtesy of Ringside News. And so, according to a record, Mexico, Del Rio is now under review after his recent return to the ring, with authorities examining whether his actions violated the conditions tied to his release in an ongoing domestic violence case. Controversy stems from May 1 appearance at Arena Jose Soliman in Monterrey, where Del Rio competed in a tribute show for his father, Dos Caras. During the event, a moment involving LA Park sparked backlash and raised the legal concerns. Alberto, I think it's a woman, hit her. The comment drew laughter from Del Rio, and combined with prior remarks attributed to him, it has now triggered a deeper review from the legal side. Oh man, so someone made a comment like, remember when that commentary guy was like, "Oh, those are some nappy-headed hoes." You guys remember that? And it's like, it's like, what are you? Why are you saying that? And then fucking Alberto gets hit with one of those on commentary. Look, it's a woman, hit her. And then everyone laughs. It's like, whoa, man, that's fucked. But yeah, I mean, maybe they're trying to make light of like, oh, you keep getting accused. I don't know. That's fucked, man. That's crazy. That's wild. Del Rio was originally arrested on April 6th, and it could be considered a violation of the precautionary measures imposed by the judge when he was released on April 11th. So, yeah, there you go. On this side of the court, Alberto Del Rio. He just wants to make a comeback to wrestling. She said he finished her already. Oh, okay. Guys, Ray J's World been a member for 10 months. Had a fucking baby. And then TD Love 420's been a member for 25 months. Oh my God.
Acknowledge me.
God damn, thank you so much for the support, dude. Okay. Was that Don Imus? Thank you. So, speaking of other feds and whatnot, the UFC unveiled their new USA belt. USA. So I don't know, do they just crown these for one time only, like the winners of their fights receive these titles? That's pretty cool, I guess. In prize fighting, that'll happen. Like in boxing and shit, they'll like make titles for just a one-off match, and it's just like, here, that belt's worth like $1 million and you won it along with this fight. Like, I mean, that's all cool. But yeah, I just think that I quote tweeted it with a gif of John Cena with his spinner belt. And I just think they're gimmicking the shit out of UFC, which I'm not like mad at, but does this make me any more excited for the fight? No, not at all. Or the fights, rather. No, not at all. Seeing the people face off on the White House lawn, it feels historic. It feels weird. It feels like idiocracy in a way. So yeah, I mean, that gets me excited. But This is, I mean, it looks dope. I'm not gonna be like, it looks like shit. Oh, this is a cool ass belt, but like, why though? If this was like WWE unveiling the new United States title, I'd maybe shit on it a bit. It gives me like shitty New Japan toy vibes, Power Ranger vibes, but yeah, it's still unclear. Like, are they just giving this if you win, even if you're like a Brazilian dude, you just get this title, right? And then somebody posted this. This is pretty funny. Shout out, who is this? Invader Bader. Drop this, the spinner version. That's what AI's. That's literally what AI's for. Okay, guys? That is the perfect use of AI right there. Moving along. This wrestler has been going viral. This isn't her Twitter. I forget what it is. She has a channel where she does like these eating challenges. She's a little tiny Asian girl. What the fuck is her name? But she's trying to get her channel, like she wants more subscribers and views and shit like that. It is all in Japanese, but let's take a look. She's like, name a wrestler who could eat more than me. And she crushes like big ass burgers. She was in Vegas for WrestleCon and she had a suitcase filled both sides with just like American snacks, which I fuck with that because as a Canadian, when you go to the States, you fucking get a bunch of American snacks and then you bring them back. That's what you do. So I dig that 100%. But yeah, she crushes this burger. It's like, I thought her name was in the thing that I bookmarked. Let me just double check here. God damn it. She's always just eating a bunch. We'll find her name, or if you know, put it in chat. But she crushes this whole goddamn thing. I don't want a piece. I want the whole thing. And a big Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper. So she crushes that shit. It's a woman versus food. And shout her out. And we'll get her name. Why are we watching Asuka? Yeah, no one's got her name. Let me just look it up. I want to give her due because she was like plugging her. And I've only seen like 3 things from her because of all this food she has. These pictures have gone viral, I guess. God damn it. I swear I bookmarked it. Just a dumbass. I was too distracted by Sting putting over Tony Khan. Was that not kind of egregious? Am I wrong for being like, dude, that's cringe as fuck? Like that's some Hulk Hogan shit right there. You know, I can't find her name. We will find it. She will return on PWT. I promise. It's training footage Asuka released. Anyone see that? Okay. You're just mad because you can't dance like that. No, I know. That guy is cringe as fuck. This match is very, yeah, Mox is bleeding. They're throwing some stiff shots. Juice rules. Ringside News also got bashed on X for calling Jacob Fatu a jobber, getting buried by Roman. Did they really say that? Don Imus. Okay. So let's get into the Ted Turner stuff. So the former owner of WCW, Ted Turner, passed away at the age of 87. And again, we talk about influence. Like my wife texted me this and was like, oh shit, you know? So Ted Turner's the fucking guy. He founded Cartoon Network. He got in the wrestling business. He's fucking was a hilarious bit on Family Guy for a long time. He may still be. I've fallen off of Family Guy. I got to be honest. Family Guy and Simpsons and shit. You just follow. The only animated show is like South Park or like Invincible. I like, you know, I'll check out if it's like Marvel Zombies or some shit. I'll watch it, you know. But you know, the Cartoon Network ruled. I think didn't Tubi pick all those shows up or something like that? Whatever, doesn't matter. What matters is Ted Turner is the fucking man. And Nitro almost put WWE out of business, really almost put them out of business. And people talk about the 83 weeks. and Eric Bischoff. And that doesn't happen without Ted Turner, but also the 83 weeks. It was more than just 83, wasn't it? Wasn't it like 152 or something? Like total, but 83 consecutive. So you got to give it up. Ted Turner hasn't really been associated with pro wrestling in the last how many years? Like 30 years. And even when WCW was doing his thing, he was just doing his thing. The only reason he was really, I mean, he did press and media and he's a big wrestling fan. He'd be in the crowd or whatever. But, you know, Vince McMahon and them brought, you know, Billionaire Ted, the Billionaire Ted skits or whatever. Like they brought it up more than anything. So, who knows? Will he get a WWE induction one day? Should we campaign for that? Also, one of the few billionaires who isn't, I don't think at least, a major weirdo fucking Creed, right? One of the few that, like, I don't think anybody's really ever said anything terribly wrong or bad about this guy. And he just gave us tons of tremendous entertainment. And there wouldn't be no TNT TBS. There would be no WBD getting merged with fucking... No, but listen, he's the guy. And shout out Ted Turner. Again, I didn't know him. And speaking of Eric Bischoff, he knew Ted a little bit. God damn it, he pitched live head-to-head Monday Night Wars to Ted Turner and whatnot. Or maybe, was that to Ted Turner or was that someone else who related to Ted? No, I think it was right to Ted, right? He's like, give me Mondays live. And he's like, okay, you got it. So... here's Eric Bischoff. He was on Ariel Helwani show. Shout out Ariel Helwani show and the boys in the back. And he credits Ted Turner as one of the key reasons pro wrestling still thrives today. And I agree with this. I think you have to look at the people who came before and be like, be honest about their influence, you know? That's why fucking Hogan, Flair, those guys are always goated in my book. I might roast them a little bit, dude. I might make fun of Ric Flair being drunk, doing planks on the floor bars. But you gotta respect those guys for wrestling. And Ted Turner, he may not have gotten in the goddamn ring, but he put up a bunch of money. Now, here's the thing. Some people will say, well, isn't that why Tone should get respect? And they made that shit about Tone. But here's the thing. Ted Turner made his billions. He made his billions. He made his billions. He made his billions. How many times do I got to say this? He took shit, innovated, and fucking took shit to the next level. Tone hasn't done that once yet. All he did was just pay wrestlers money to not be in WWE. And that's fine. But he has to go toe-to-toe. He ain't even going toe-to-toe. He ain't like outdrawing them in buildings and shit. You know, WCW was doing crazy stuff in that era, and it wouldn't have happened without Ted Turner. Okay? So that's one reason why, yes, was the money that he put into wrestling, gave people another opportunity, paid them ATM Eric. It was the same fucking criticisms. And yes, Tony should be put over for that. I absolutely have always said wrestlers should go over to AEW and get paid. I hope the New Day go to AEW. I really do. Because they won't fucking have to wrestle. When they do, they'll probably win. They'll have a couple of those quote-unquote dream matches. We'll see what they do outside of WWE if they had any ideas that they, you know, weren't able to lean into or whatever. And they'll get paid as fuck. Kofi's got kids. We already had Kofi Mania. What are we going to do? Xavier Woods world title run? Like, what was there to do? They're the GOATs. Just go do something else. It's all good. It's like one of those people who played in the NFL. And then they like go to the CFL when they're like a little older and they're like, fuck it. Let me go. I'll go win a Grey Cup or two, you know? There's a few guys in history who've done that. I'm all for it, you know? So you got to shout Tone out for that for sure. But like the other shit, but to compare him to Ted Turner or to make that Ted Turner segment there about Tone, I'm still triggered and offended by that, if you can't tell. Anyways, here's Eric Bischoff on the Ariel Helwani show, putting Ted Turner over.
I threw out a theory at the beginning of the show, and I said, if not for Ted Turner, who I think revolutionized pro wrestling, perhaps WWF/WWE isn't around, because I feel like he lit that fire under Vince and company because he came.
He invented 24-hour news. Like, think about that. Now that's all anything is. Twitter's on 24 hours. And there are accounts that every hour on the hour are dropping some sort of crazy shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Rising tide lifts all boats, and as a result, they were sort of skirting.
TV would be off, and then you'd get infomercials or it's bedtime. You know what I'm saying? Fucking revolutionary.
By they were floundering a little bit, and that forced them to, pick up their act a little bit. Is that a fair theory in your opinion?
Ariel, you're the first person that has ever expressed that perspective. And yes, it's true, but it's more true than you think.
Okay.
Absolutely true. Your statement was absolutely true in terms of putting pressure on Vince McMahon and forcing him to.
This Death Riders Ospreay shit reminds me of one of those scary like prison drama movies. It's like Joker 2. So fucking shower scene's gonna happen next.
Change. But what we really changed with Nitro was the format. People look at the bells and the whistles and, he gave away finishes and he did this, and all that is true. But when Ted said to me, Eric, go compete, I had no idea how to do it. I literally sat down and made a list of all the things that they do. I'm going to do as many of them as differently as I can. And it started out at the very top, live TV, weekly, not occasionally, weekly. And that was the first format change that I made, in addition to a lot of other things that were all geared towards an 18 to 49-year-old demo that Vince was completely ignoring. Vince's product, his format, if you will, the formula, the recipe, call it whatever you want, but it's the formula that makes things work. Vince's formula prior to Nitro was teen and pre.
And think about that too, like Bischoff and Ted Turner responsible for like weekly live wrestling head-to-head against Raw fucking live. And now everyone's got to be live all the time every week. They won't tape shows. Like TNA will and shit, but AEW, at least with Dynamite and WWE, they'll like, okay, put them on delay or tape them sometimes on occasion around the holidays, but it's live every week. What you see is what you get. And I mean, again, that's revolutionary too. The revolution was televised. Bam, sorry.
Team. That's his business model then. If you go back and look at all of his key revenue sources, all of the licensing, merchandising, all of it was geared towards teens and preteens. Remember the cartoons, all the other things? That's exactly why. I didn't want to go after that same audience. I went after a different underserved audience, the 18 to 49-year-old men. That change, going live, targeting 18 to 49-year-old men as opposed to teen and preteens, which was Vince's business model from day one, that is what changed the industry. Had Nitro not come along, had I not...
Yeah, TNA goes live, but they go live like every, I think every like third week. Like they'll tape and shit. They will tape, but even they're doing live stuff now, and that's what you got to do.
Gone weekly, had I not shifted the focus and changed the creative to address the 18 to 49-year-old demo, Vince would have been stuck in the mud doing what he'd always done, and he wouldn't be in business today. That you and I agree on.
100%.
So is this a new group? What is this new group? God, AEW is just so like, what the fuck is ever going on? So ESPN and Inside the NBA pays tribute to the media mogul. Guys, hit like, become a member, super chat in. We might get I might get a little flag for this one after on the fucking replay, but fuck it, we got to play it for the mogul himself. Shout out Inside NBA.
Watching the show.
No, we'll be fine. I'll pause it a
on
bunch.
ESPN.
It's transformative. Look how I'm transforming it.
The way
Transformers more than meets the eye, Brian.
we all watch sports in general can be traced in part to the influence of Ted Turner. He passed away today at the age of 87. And here in Atlanta, his name is revered by all of us who have had the chance to work for him. As you walk across the broadcast campus on our way to the studios, you will pass a large and colorful mural of Ted. It adorns the mansion, the original building that housed TBS and later...
Shit looks like the White House.
CNN. Large and colorful, also great words to describe the life of Ted Turner. You might also use maverick and visionary. For those of us
Logan Paul's like, dude, I'm the first Maverick.
who work at TNT Sports, and that first T stands for Turner, his vision, his legacy of big swings and bold ideas, it's a little more personal. Ted was an architect of impact across the globe, broadcasting, journalism, philanthropy, and sports.
Behind me, you can see our new cable news network headquarters. 90,000 square feet of the future.
When the Superstation came along, no matter where you
It's like in the Star Wars font. No, I know it'll be like Star Wars. I got a great idea, but it's like the news.
went, you had people visiting from whatever state, and they'd flag my dad down. Hey, we watch the games all the time in Idaho.
We'd go on the road, and we'd have more Braves fans there than
Dale Murphy, two-time MLB MVP, Atlanta Braves.
Houston Astro fans or St. Louis Cardinal fans. It was a thrill.
And that's all because Ted had this crazy idea, which is something that was always said. You know, Ted had this crazy idea that, but it always happened and it always flourished.
Well, we had more fans than we thought we had. Everywhere you go, people say, we watched you on TBS last night. So we built a really big fan base.
Dominique Wilkins.
Around the country.
Ted was way ahead of the curve in terms of basketball and importing basketball players and his relationships with the Soviet Union.
He's been a peacemaker through sports.
Andrew Young.
This will be kind of a blueprint for how we can go about ending the arms race. That's certainly my dream.
Is there a reason we can't break down this wall between the U.S. and the Soviet Union? How about using sports to do that? And the Goodwill Games did that.
I think that broke a lot of ice.
President Jimmy Carter.
And was a factor in ending the Cold War.
We gotta go fast as we can here.
Well, after the America's Cup, we finally won. Big hoopla, 1,000 boats coming in, thousands of people on the shoreline. And Ted turns to me in the middle of this melee and says, "Hey, Jobson, wasn't that fun?" Then he said, "This will change our lives because we have proven to people that if we can do this, we can do many other things." 3 years later, he founded CNN.
We signed on June 1.
Damn. It's crazy how what CNN's become from what it was, you know, and all of the news, all of the mainstream fucking news.
Satellite problems in the future, we won't be signing off until the world ends.
He's such a nice dude, and all it is just like doom and gloom. Fucking, you're just like, Jesus Christ, such a nice man. He's like, I wish I wasn't responsible for that. Really, I didn't fucking see the internet incoming. No,
We'll be on. We will cover it live.
I think it's fair to say
we'll cover it live.
Literally changed the world when he came up with his concept of a 24/7 cable news channel.
You can do so much more in 24 hours than you can in 24 minutes.
I think Ted
well, that's just simple math, Ted. Larry King
is the greatest media individual of the second half of the 20th century.
Ted is very much an inspiration for all of us in sports that we really can do more
David Stern
than we have done. He told me that he was planning to give $1 billion to the United Nations.
So everybody that's rich in the world, expect a call or a letter from me because I'm coming after you to get money for the UN.
He put his money where his mouth is. He's always had a big mouth.
He was more than a visionary. He was a visionary with a scalpel.
Visionary, business scary.
And a hammer.
He'll speak the truth, and the truth will make you mad. It might also set you free, though, in the process.
He said the thing. And there you have it, folks. Round of applause for the legend who will always be, who was Ted Turner. Round of applause. And that was miscellaneous news.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
Some bad news, Cole. Chad, am I tripping about him making the tone, like the Ted Turner thing about tone? We might have to ask chat. Where are we going to next? We're going to do some we're going to jump over to this folder. And Usher and Bird played when NBA was rough. Dude, Larry Bird was the man. Ted Turner gave us a TCM that helped save great classic films. Dude, exactly. See, everybody's just dropping. Well, this guy was such a stud, right? And I don't think he was caught up in any fucking weirdo shit. No, like you don't hear anything about him being a fucking weirdo. So no, I said that it felt like a ploy to guilt TK into dipping into his pockets too when their deal ends. Yeah, Turner Classic Movies and Cartoon Network alone. Yeah, he was a total dude, bro dudes. So let's get into my new favorite segment because it is the newest segment, and it is called Ratings Wars. Quick, we need to cover this ratings wars here on CNN. TNA Impact viewership was back over 200,000 for last Thursday's show. However, the 18 to 49 was tied with several other episodes as the lowest on AMC. Impact averaged 209K viewers, up 19% from the prior week. Shout out the Raj Giri, by the way. A 0.03 in the key demo, which is like they do 0.04, 0.03. So per Programming Insiders, always these numbers do not include AMC Plus or Impact Plus. It is believed that is it TNA Plus or Impact Plus? It is believed that Nielsen once again changed their methodology in late April, which would likely have an effect on the numbers. The overall audience is the third lowest since Nielsen changed their methodology. So with all of these numbers, just remember, for little Dave Meltzer baby ears and all these fucking BJ Bethels and all these fucking sickos out here crying and shit all the time.
Oh my God, it's the greatest thing I've ever seen.
There's a new methodology for Nielsen. Okay? Get it? Got it? Good. Let's just read the fucking ratings. All right? Doesn't really matter. It's all just phony baloney anyways. And they're talking about they might change their rate the way they do it again. And they're going to do it every few months or something like that to bump up ratings for certain shit or something. So, again, just look at the numbers for what they are and just in your mind go, it's probably all of the ratings for all the wrestling shows are either a little bit more or a little bit less than what this number is. You know what I mean? So just take it for what it is. Let's move along here. Other than Raw, because it just comes from Netflix. I mean, it's just them saying this is what the numbers are. Now, could they be lying about it? Sure. But are they also one of the few being very transparent about it? Yes. So, and take it at face value, I guess. So, as expected, WWE Raw Netflix numbers for last Monday's episode were down from the prior week, which was the post-WrestleMania episode. The show scored 2.8 million views globally for the week per Netflix data, down 15% from the prior week, with 5.2 million hours viewed, down 21%, 21. The views and hours viewed, that's why I viewed your hours from your viewership viewer. The views and hours viewed, your leg from your leg, Brett, were the lowest since March 9th. The show ranked number 6 for the week in the U.S. on Netflix, down from number 4 prior week, and 6 globally, down from 4. 4. Year-over-year views were down 7%, while total hours viewed were down 10%. Last year's episode ranked number 3 for the week in the U.S. and 4 globally. Yeah, there was shit on, dude. There was the Funny AF thing went down. Kevin Hart's Funny AF, where they find like the new comedian to get a Netflix special. It was kind of cool. I watched it. I saw it through. I thought, yeah, it is what it is. Go and watch it if you guys haven't. I've had nobody watch that shit. So I forgot as well. For TNA, they're above 200K again, so I ring the bell for them. And for Raw, I am also going to 2.8 million views, 5.2 million hours viewed. I'll give them think, Phil, think. I will give them a trombone flop. Okay? But I don't think it's the quality of the show. Like Raw was all good, you know? With Nielsen apparently changing their formula again at the end of April. SmackDown on Friday scored its lowest audience in 18 to 49 rating on USA since 123.26, which was the episode before the Nielsen change. SmackDown averaged 1.153 million viewers, down 9% from post-WrestleMania show the prior week, with a 0.25 in the key demo, down 22% per Programming Insider. SmackDown was number 3 on cable in primetime in the 18 to 49 demo, only behind NHL playoff programming on ESPN and ESPN2. The show also faced competition with the NBA playoffs on Amazon Prime. Year over year, SmackDown was down 18% in total viewers, with the 18 to 49 down 32%. Last year's numbers were ranked using the old Nielsen panel only, so it really means that it could be less, or it could have been fucking more. We don't know. That's the problem, so we're just going to take it for what it is. I'm giving that a trombone flop. And I mean, hey, you guys might think I'm being harsh, but I'm not sitting here shitting all over the show. I'm just saying, look, man, playoffs or not, we got to give that a trombone flop. We got to get these ratings back up. We got to get people excited. All the discourse is just TKO shit. And it isn't just pussy fear-mongering stuff. Watch Memba Monday from this previous Monday, and you guys will know. Like, this isn't just like hater crybaby shit. Like, you know, there's real criticisms to be levied. And if TKO is ruining shit, and it's not just the ads on the mat, like that's whatever. We're talking about like real shit, you know? But Switchblade says, did Nielsen hire USADA or something? You know, just fucking mocking them. And Raj Giri says, Nielsen is going to be updating their formula this fall again and will include co-viewing within households. Theoretically, that should lead to an uptick in wrestling ratings. Absolutely, it will. So, like, think about that. In fall, we're going to have another spill of like, oh, Dave Meltzer being like, oh, it's the greatest show in town. It's the hottest ticket.
God, it's the greatest thing I've ever seen.
You know what I mean?
You know, poor people don't like AEW.
So I'm just going to take what Nielsen puts out as the number. That's the number. Because here's the thing. Well, we have to actually adjust it 30% for whatever. Okay, then that means all the shows or whatever is getting adjusted 30% then. And so when I compare them, I'm just comparing them, right? I don't care. I want to see shows get over 1 million. I want to see WWE get to like 2 million again. What the fuck is SmackDown doing? So we move along here in the AEW world. Nielsen apparently changing their formula again at the end of April. Collision on Saturday scored its lowest audience since 124.26, which was the episode before the last Nielsen change. So the exact same as SmackDown. Collision averaged 346K viewers, down 13%, with a 0.06 in the key demo, up 20%. AEW's ratings are always so fucking wonky, dude. As always, these numbers do not include HBO Max simulcast. Collision was number 22 on cable in primetime with the 18 to 49 demo, tied with 2 Family Guy reruns. Oh, ouchie. Oh, my God. My View with Laura Trump. Who the fuck is Laura Trump? Life, Liberty, and Levin. Oh my God, what is that, like a Harvey Levin show? Or what's that guy's name? Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, Guy Fieri. This is Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, fucking an old rerun of a dude eating chicken wings is fucking beating Collision. Or tied with it, Duck Dynasty, The Revival. an FX movie, and a triple feature on AMC. The NBA and NHL playoffs on broadcast top the night in the demo. So SmackDown like ties with the top sports, and then AEW's just cooked, but their key demo goes up a little bit, which is like, what? But it's a 0.06 up 20%. TNA does like a 0.04 just regularly, in the key demo. Dave is like, the key demo is what matters. How does this happen? Super weird. Tonight, Dynamite's on. Yeah, this is tonight, but it's also, I'm surprised WrestleTix doesn't have this down. It's a Dynamite Collision 3-hour special tonight. So they're in South Carolina, and Dave Meltzer had the funniest fucking excuse for this shit. He was sitting there fucking melting down about, well, the tickets are, this city's not good. It was a really good town before, but it's not a good town anymore. Brian, North Carolina is, and so 2,300 tickets distributed. The setup was for 2,500. Pretty brutal, man. And the last time they were there for Dynamite, they outdrew it. They did 2,200. But when Dave is talking about, and I'll play the clip, get your goddamn flutes in the chat, okay? But when Dave's talking about how bad the attendance is, all of a sudden it jumps from 1,800 to fucking 2,300 to beat their last time 2,200, so that Dave can go, they beat their last time. I bet Tone just papered that, dude. For real, like, how does it just do that? Even Dave's sweating it, and all of a sudden it just jumps up to that price. I mean, with walk-ups, I guess. Ladies and gentlemen, flutes in the chat, because it is time for everybody's favorite show. It was actually everybody's favorite segment turn show, turn sometimes segment once again. And it is called Dave Meltzer's Dumb Segment of the Show. No, Dave Meltzer's Dumb Moment of the Week here.
For the young superstar, babyface, that former heel thing. So
here's his take on the attendance here.
Wednesday's show has one of the lowest advances ever. It's funny. Last Wednesday's Dynamite was the largest attended.
It's not really funny, Dave.
The one in Fairfax, Virginia.
Kind of just fucking sucks for everybody involved, I'm sure.
It was the largest attended Dynamite since September 2024, which was the Grand Slam show at Arthur Ashe Stadium. And then this week's is, one of the low. I think it's the lowest advance at this stage that I can recall. It might.
I don't recall much, but it's like Brian.
It might, with a late walk up and everything, it might not be the lowest, but it'll be.
It has nothing to do with none of the matches were announced. It's a 3-hour special. Tone's last minute announcing title matches with Okada and Brian Keith and all this shit. Like, it has nothing to do with that. Blame the town. Blame Canada. I get it.
They're under 1,800 right now, which is
blame Canada. Blame Canada.
So it's like, when WWE SmackDown did 6,600 the other day, it's kind of.
Oh my God, he brings up SmackDown.
The young superstar, babyface, that former heel thing. So, like, man, it's down. But AEW would kill for it. But
oh my God! So hold on, guys. We have to do a classic PWT whip rewind. Listen to this. He's talking about how this is a shitty attendance. Then he goes, "Oh yeah," and then you see 6,600 for a SmackDown, and you're like, "Yeah, everything's down because AEW's WWE." Duh. It's all down, even though AEW would kill for 6,600 people. That's a way down for Dave. Dynamite does that. It was the most attended. They do like 2,000 less than that. It was the most attended Dynamite in how long? Which it was. But again, it's not a good thing. Jesus Christ. And then he blames the town. It's not because there's no matches. It's not because there's no build. There's no story. It's Darby. It's none of that shit. And it's like nice out and shit. People are out doing stuff. Like, you think they maybe buy some $33 tickets and check out the wrestling show? Like, no, it's just the town is shit.
I mean, they're under 1,800 right now, which is
under 1,800.
So it's like, when WWE SmackDown did 6,600 the other day, it's kind of like, man, it's down, but AEW would kill for it. But under 2,000 for a Dynamite, so whatever. It's
whatever. It's all whatever, and it's pretty funny, actually, Brian. It's all whatever and pretty funny. It's whatever. I tell myself that so I can sleep tonight, Brian. Listen to this fucking cope right here. It's whatever. Oh my God. Cue the music.
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing. Yes, you're coping and seething. The truth it is scalding, and now you are molding and coping so hard. Coping and seething.
Okay, listen to the rest of this.
Under 2,000 for a Dynamite, So whatever. It's North Charleston was a very good city a million years ago for Jim Crockett Promotions. It is not a good city for AEW. It's never been.
Just coping so hard.
Wednesday show.
Oh my God, you gotta love that shit. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was Ratings Wars. And they're fucking chanting Y2J.
Come on now, Eric.
Oh, man. Okay, so Jericho's talking shit. He's like, I demand you come out here. And then they chanted Y2J at him for a millisecond. Okay, finger shay's coming out. Booty shay. Oh, he's showing us. He does 3 fingers at once. He's trained up to 3 fingers, guys. That's what he was just showing us there with that hand symbol. Oh my goodness.
You what?
I'm giving Jericho some due. We're going to get into some AEW news up next. There's not too terribly much of it today, but I just want to check Jericho here for a sec. I'm more into the stories. What can I say? Someone has to tell the big man to stop wearing those low-cut vests. It's the opposite of looking tough. He's like, what are you calling me gay, bro? Curry is the only player in history to get the MVP without another player getting a single vote. You know nothing. Who, me? I'm joking. You guys are debating basketball, I see in chat here. Okay. You don't know ball. Yeah, you guys are going at it. A reminder, Ricochet still can't act it. But he is redacted. Panera Bread is right. Is all right. Okay. I watch every game. You guys are debating basketball. I don't see. It's tough to take Canada, though. They do have milk in a bag. Yeah. Gas is high right now. No one's going to the show. It's not even a real country anyways. Exactly. I don't know what the basketball debate is, but listen, Jordan over James. That's what I've always said. He just did more than he's just the GOAT over everyone because he did more in the one of the toughest eras of the fucking league, the toughest. And he did more in a shorter period of time than like anyone else, really. And then from there, you work your way, if we're talking GOATs. I can't stand to listen to Ricochet. Yeah, I'm with you. My ears are bleeding. They're bleeding. They're bleeding. Who's a better shooter than Curry, than Steph Curry? Yeah, he's probably the best, right? Probably would be considered the best of all time. Ricochet. I'm listening, guys. I'm giving Ricochet his due. I'm just curious in the whole Jericho thing since he's returned, We all have been, I think. They're trying to get some chant going, but the crowd's so small and minuscule that, like, you can't really hear what they're saying, and it doesn't last for that long whenever they get a chant going. Basketball is stupid. Let's talk basketball instead. Yeah, fuck that, dude. The Raptors lost, so we're so we ain't about to do all that. No. So there's like a crazy ass team of people that came out earlier, and now Jericho's talking about finding 4 partners to fight these 3 guys. So, like, what are we talking about here? See, this is how Jericho should have been booked when he first came back. He should have just wiped the floor with these bums. These fucking glorified jobbers. No, I actually like the Gates of Agony or whatever. Guys, hit like, hit subscribe while we're just watching Jericho's bit here. Now he's just getting the beat down. They had the crowd. So who's coming out? People are coming to get his back. It's the Hurt Syndicate. Okay. Damn, and Lashley, did you guys kind of see how he was a little iffy running and getting up when he slid in the ring? Just pointing it out. Just pointing it out. Did y'all see that? You can only carry that weight around for so long. Are they like piping in these chants? Like, who's chanting any of these chants? I swear to God, they're like piping these shits in. I swear they're doing that shit. Okay, let's get into oh, guys, if you're on X, hit the heart, hit retweet. If you're on YouTube, hit like, subscribe. Check out patreon.com/ProWrestleTimes, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, Ichi Nisanda. Where is it? I can't find it. Ichi Nisanda. Because it is time for AEW news. And of course, the best guy's Tony Khan. We have some lovely Tony Khan.
The best guys, Tony Khan.
It's fucking spectacular. So I'm sorry, I'm distracted by Dynamite. So, ladies and gentlemen, in AEW news here, let's get into it. Sorry, whoa. Andrade El Idolo has defeated Yota Tsuji to win the IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship. So I quote tweeted this and I was like, New Japan just said, fuck it, huh? And that's not a knock on Andrade, but it's just like, what the fuck, man? They're just really doubling and tripling. Instead of building Tsuji up, they're just like, we're going to rely on AEW guys, and they have fucking Ospreay over there doing angles and shit. It's a terrible partnership. And I really hope that Nuge can get it together. And Andrade's, I'm not hating on him being the global champion, but it's like Tsuji's just been on like a fall off. And then you look at who's the champ, it's that Callum Newman guy. And it's like, Andrade could beat his ass. What are we fucking doing? I don't know. It's just crazy. It's craziness. In other AEW news, we have some AEW drama, arguments, and cope, and we talked about Will Ospreay, and he had this to say. He kind of admitted this about himself, which is crazy, because this just confirms what a lot of us have been saying, and a lot of people would argue against this, but he just admitted it himself. And this is why he didn't embrace the grind, bruv. This is why he copes over WWE. And I kind of feel bad for Ospreay, because I think deep down, I think wanted to go there and shit. I just don't know if it was ever in the cards. And I'll explain as we read this quote. And he gave this quote to Forbes. And Ospreay says, in 2019, bruv, I felt like at the time I was the best in the world, bruv. I felt like I was at my peak in a weird way, bruv. But I do believe my peak was probably during the COVID era, which fucking sucks, bruv. So he's admitting that he fucking peaked in COVID, man.
Emotional damage.
And I'm not trying to hate on dude if that's how he feels. There's a bunch of sickos who would fucking argue against this. I bet there's sickos who'd be like, no, he's peak right now. He's the most over. I've even said it, like, who's more over than Obafemi in the wrestling business right now? And people, the biggest response you'd get, because I said, name one person who's more over than Obafemi right now. And the most responses you'd get was people going, Will Ospreay. And like, he's AEW's top wrestler. He's their top babyface right now. He's da-da-da-da-da. And it's like, man, Oba's way more over than Ospreay. And even he's telling you he peaked. So what does peak mean in wrestling? Popularity, overness, fucking draw ability, and physically. And we know Ospreay's talking about physically, but draw-wise, Dave was crying about their under 1,800 people, and now it's 2,300 people somehow last minute. So I'm not even shitting on Ospreay. I think it's cool. He did some gangster shit too. Like, remember when Vader was talking shit and then he had a match with Vader? It might have even been Vader's last match ever. And he put Vader over because you know Vader ain't going to lose to him. That shit was pretty gangster. Like, you know, Ospreay did some cool shit. Like in the era when he did that match with Ricochet where everyone was like, oh, fuck, this is like a video game, and it triggered everyone. And, you know, the debate at the time was like, hey, man, from time to time, I'd watch some shit like this. And people would from time to time when it was just like something that people clipped and put on Twitter. Or like you saw it was like one of the rare like New Japan World uploads, or, you know, you just saw the match. It's online. Someone sends it to you. You fucking watch it. You're like, yeah, this is cool from time to time. There was an era for that. There was an era where like, oh, the Bucks are fucking cool. They're these funny dudes doing this wild shit and they just flip around and go crazy. Yes, in the 2010s, there was an era of that. COVID hitting, that's out of his control, but you would think if Tone signs you to millions of dollars and he in his own mind, Judas in his mind, doesn't even think he's peaking, no wonder he went there and just took Tone's money. Tone is a fool. This proves it, because if he's not even peaking, then were you giving him millions for what? To wreck his neck and go do a protect your neck and to go do an angle with Callum Newman in New Japan and do this dumb ass shit with the Death Riders. Like, I'm sorry. Ever since he returned, he's been in every worst segment, in my opinion, on Dynamite, just being honest. And it's just unfortunate, dude. And you can see why he copes over Triple H and why he copes so hard over WWE and the grind stuff. It's because in his mind, he battles with that shit. He's like, dude, and why he rests on his laurels. He comes back, and what does he do? First thing, a fucking Phoenix splash to the outside or whatever. A corkscrew moonsault to the outside, whatever the fuck it is. It's because, like, yeah, you can just tell, like, I don't know what it is. He thinks he peaked already and he doesn't have what it takes or something. There's some mental block. And there's sports therapists or psychologists or whatever they call themselves. I'm not sure. Who deal with, like, MMA fighters who deal with shit like this. You know, Lex, what are they called?
I don't know.
Me neither. I forget, bud. But, yeah, it's Will Ospreay should maybe see somebody like that, I think. And I'm being more serious about him now. Not to try and, like, psychoanalyze dude, but he's even like, dude, I peaked back then. Tone just gave him more money than he's ever made ever. And he's like, I'm proud I never had to leave the UK, one of the greats of all time. He copes about WWE here. Okay? So we have a quote from Ospreay where he talks about, he says he holds pride that he was never made or touched by WWE. Like, we got to cue the music.
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing. Yes, you're coping and seething. The truth it is scalding, and now you are molding and coping so hard. Coping and seething.
And I'm saying this as a fan, okay? Because if there's any two guys that I think WWE could have helped hone in and facilitate what they do and showcase what they do at the highest level and fucking make them into stars, I've always thought Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay are the two guys. And that's not because of Meltzer stars, but like Ricochet. You know, Dave Meltzer and them thought that guy could go in and be like world champ. I just never saw him as that. I'm sorry. There's a lot of these guys that are really impressive. They're cool on the indies. I don't see them as like world champion guys. Ospreay or Omega. I feel like WWE could have really helped them and would have been able to turn them into like top guys, Brian, like top guys in the industry as a whole. I think they would have excelled in WWE, but it just seems like Ospreay doesn't like believe that, and he's kind of coping over it. He goes, I was never made by WWE, bruv. I was never touched by them, bruv. And in that Vince era, that means a whole other thing. That's all I'm saying. I would hold much pride and honor in knowing that someone from England who never moved away from his country was able to do that, bruv. It's so crazy because people talk about the UK like back in the day as like they were so like WWE blew up so big and wrestling so beloved there. And like the WWF, like Davey Boy was their guy. And like the WWF was the end all be all for so many talents and shit. And now he's like just the opposite. I'm glad I never went there, bruv. It's like Ospreay. You could have went and been the first UK fucking world champ or the second or whatever. Like obviously Drew won it a few times, but wouldn't it be? Where's Ospreay from? Right, because I don't think there's been a he's from Havering, Addy, Bower, United Kingdom. So is he Essex, England? So he's an Englishman, right? He's English, right? Because like I don't think any Englishman has won. So yeah, that's England there. He's billed from England, but it does say he was born in Havering, Addy, Bower, United Kingdom. So is that just like a weird region that doesn't belong anywhere but claims England? I don't know, but he's English, right? So there's never been an English world champion. And that's what a few wrestlers have tried to do. Wade Barrett, Davey Boy Smith, right? And so Will Ospreay would have been that guy. I honestly, in this era, would he not have been a world champ at least one time? I think he would have been, man. I think he could have been for sure. And they would have made like his crazy ass moves so special, and the shit he was willing to do. It would mean so much, so many great moments in the history books. I believe that. I think Will Ospreay, because he can cut a good promo, and he's kind of got that vibe of like, I'm a soccer guy, bruv, a footy match, bruv. You know, I don't know, just my opinion. And then Kenny Omega, maybe. Some people disagree with that, but I do think his kind of over-the-top selling and shit, like you could put him, it's kind of like, I don't know, there's a lot of people who thought Austin Aries wouldn't do well in like a WWE system, and he fucking did amazing. He was so good. And that was really one of the first guys. It's like him and Punk and Danielson, I think, of where those are guys that you didn't think they would get over, but they kind of showed everyone wrong. I don't know if Will believes that in himself, though. And he says, I really hope that inspires so many of the other UK lads and lasses over there that they don't need to compromise on their beliefs or what they want. What are your beliefs? That wrestling should be fun and entertaining and mainstream, and everyone should make a bunch of money and take it seriously. And when you hurt your neck, you should sell it, and you should fucking try and draw as much money in TV ratings so that the lads and lasses out there that you're trying to inspire have a fucking business that they can make money in the future. And it's not just wrestling on YouTube like every other fed. Bruv. Fuck. So again, Ospreay's just kind of coping. And speaking of cope, dude, Eddie Kingston was talking about the Fed as well. He was talking about your boy Phil Brooks, not S. Marks, but Eddie Kingston reflects on his program with CM Punk and AEW in 2021. Now listen to this creepy weirdo shit. Okay? Kingston goes, and why does Squared Circle Expo, like, why? Who cares? Why is he getting entered? He's not even wrestling. When the fuck is the last time he had a match? Why is anyone talking to this guy? So Eddie Kingston reflects on his program with Punk, and he says, dog, I didn't say a word to him. I went in there and we fought. That's it. Phil don't like me. I don't like Phil. That's it, dog. And that's the way it's going to be. I'm not talking shit about him. It's just the way it is. We don't like each other. If we're in the same company together, we're going to probably run into each other, put cops in front of us. That's it. I don't wish him bad. I don't wish him good. Be over there. That's it. This guy's so lucky to have a job anywhere. He did bleed. I enjoyed the fuck out of that. When he started bleeding, I whispered in his ear. I said, let me taste if there's pussy in your fucking blood. That's kind of gay. No, I'm joking.
Let's just be fair. We got a couple haters.
It's actually kind of hetero because he was searching for pussy in there, okay? Or maybe if you're right. That shows you how much I don't like him, or maybe how much you love him, dude. Could be how much you love him actually secretly. It's like pheromones and shit you're picking up on that. Secretly love that dude. You know? So Val Venus, speaking of dicks and pussies, Val Venus, the former porn star wrestler, hello ladies, with the towel wrapped around his junk and the choppy of the pee and all that good shit. He went off on MJF a little bit, and people were just going off on him as well. And MJF hit him with the classic Cody Rhodes tweet to Disco Inferno. And it got 1 million views. Holy shit. So Val Venus says, don't get me started on MJF, ladies. And then people just came after him. And then some people are like, dude, you're underrated and shit. And I'll be honest, like whatever Val Venus, like here's the problem with Val Venus. He posts like all of these videos of fucking, like the Charlie Kirk conspiracy theories and the fucking you're woke and gay, you're a libtard. Like he posts all that shit, and he's very conspiratorial and all of these sorts of things, right? So people fucking clown him a lot already as it is. And he brought up MJF for some reason, right? And a lot of people just jumped on him. But in his wrestling career, like, I'll be honest, William Regal and Val Venus, those are two guys that I look at as like they could have had bigger runs in there. And Test, I think. Those three guys, I think, in that era kind of were like, fuck. They could have really been something more. But MJF responds, it's just a screen grab of the Cody Rhodes tweet to Disco Inferno. Stop. You know nothing. You have drawn $0. No fan has ever left the show thinking about you. You were lucky to be a juiced up double lifer over with the boys. Type in an era where you hid in plain sight, coasting on other than success. Couldn't hang then, can't get booked now. What do you want to talk about? I don't know. That's my impression of Cody Rhodes. So he just kind of owned Val Venus there. 1 million impressions, 23K likes. So then Val Venus spent the next day talking about it. He goes, Poll, did I give MJF too much credit with my statement? He is barely 5'11". He's short as fuck, dude. If you see him in person, MJF's short as fuck. I don't know. Like, I'm 6'4", so is 5'11" like that? If I saw a 5'11" dude, I'd be like, you're short as fuck, dude. No. But yeah, with wrestling boots on, he's like maybe 5'10". You know what I'm saying? Probably like maybe not even that. But it's the land of the shorties now in pro wrestling. You know what I'm saying? Look at Darby Allin. No, that might be hurting their show. Let's be honest. So we move along here. And Val Venus is topping out at barely 5'11". His Hebrew genetics ribbed him for life. Oh, shit, dude. Taking it to that level. Goldberg's a tall cat. Who else? There's some Jewish athletes. Right? Julian Edelman. Isn't he Jewish? He's a tall guy, right? I guess it doesn't matter. It wouldn't matter if MJF's fucking Hispanic. The dude's short. You know what I'm saying? I guess that's the point that needs to be made here. So Val Venus posted this, and he said, let me get this straight. The SOTE, Salt of the Earth, pushed by a billionaire's broadcast machine, can barely draw 600,000 viewers per week on a good week, yet he tries to drag the man, the myth, the legend, the big Valboski, Val Venus. SOTE is out here attempting to drag a man who was performing week in and week out in front of 5 to 8 million viewers on Monday Night Raw during the greatest era in wrestling history. True that. It is true. However, if you removed Val Venus, here's an objective reality we all need to accept. If you removed Val Venus from the Attitude Era, like those episodes of Raw, I don't think the ratings change any. If you remove Disco Inferno from those Nitros, the WCW ratings are actually affected. He was like the top highest rated quarter hour draw.
Learn, Meltzer Inferno.
So there's a little tidbit for you guys, or not even a tidbit, I guess, just a little factoid. And he says also tearing it up on multiple house shows across the country night after night for years. The midget Hebrew who lost to the commie CM Punk. Do you see what I'm saying? He's a commie. The InfoWars is no more. We were bought by the Onion. The Onion News. It's a tragic day. Oh my God, dude. Like, so again, he's just, this is why people don't fuck with him. Who lost to commie CM Punk is trying to drag the man who not only put CM Punk on the map, but remains undefeated against him. Does he mean him? Sneeze. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. Stop. When you grow up and break 1 million viewers consistently, like the legends of the Attitude Era, then I might take notice. Until then, keep my name out your mouth, kid. break 1 million viewers consistently like the Legends of the Attitude Era. Yeah, they fucking broke 1 million, way more than 1 million. Yeah, and that was their fight. Who do you guys think won? We have some cringe tone to get to. That was cringe as fuck. What's chat saying? Guys, and check me out on Kick too. Make sure you guys come over to Kick and follow me over on kick.com/pro wrestle times if you are a kicker. And so Joe's cutting a promo. Yeah, when Joe's spitting, you got to listen, you know? Yeah, Val was just looking for a response, clearly. Clearly, he just fucking want people to see whatever he's saying, you know? So Joe's just like real intense, cutting a promo. Bowens is with him. Shibata's just staring. Just the most random group ever. Okay, yeah. Check me out at kick.com/pro wrestle times if you guys are kickers. Okay. And yeah, just consider supporting over there too. YouTube's doing some crazy ass shit to creators lately as they roll out BrandTube. So if anything goes awry, you guys know where to find me. I'm all over the place. Patreon as well. Go support there. I hate how Harley just gets stuck with Mina, but then I like them together for obvious reasons. And I love Mina. And Harley's cool too, obviously, but I just hate how they kind of are like the B players in everyone's stories kind of just clumped together. It's like, I don't know. It is what it is. So let's get into some more shit. We have some the best guys Tony Khan. We have 2 cringe tone videos. I cannot wait.
The best guys, Tony Khan.
So, ladies and gentlemen, Steamboat Tone rode on his ship on the super yacht Kismet, and he pulled right up to shore, right up to the rough, hopped out of his boat, and played. How many holes do you guys think Tone played of golf here? Here is Tone. He's on the course. Let's see what he's got going on. Bounce down.
Coming to you Wednesday night for a huge...
It's a party. It's great. No, I can't wear a mic. I know I'm a billionaire. I'll yell. No, just yell. Yeah, I know it's windy. Just put some music in the background. Nobody will notice. Oh, my God.
A 3-hour super show. Dynamite starts at its normal time Wednesday night.
Yeah, I can barely hear you in here. The music's so loud. It's like a party. Do you think he was actually playing? Chat. Poll in the chat. Okay, was Tone actually playing golf? Was Tone actually playing golf? Yes or no? 1 in the chat once I create the poll. Okay, 1's in the chat wherever you are watching this show, whether you're on Kick, X, or YouTube. 1 in the chat. Was Tone actually playing golf? 1 is yes, 2 is no. Commence. just gets a world title shot because he's running with the TNT belt and he's just going to lose it. And it'll just be a back and forth, death-defying banger where Darby barely scrapes by, and then everyone's like, Kevin Knight's pretty good. Tone thinks that's how you get people. So there you go, dude. Fairway to hell. I'm on a fairway to hell. And we have some more Tone cringe. I mean, I just love that. He's so cute. He's like, drive me away. He gets on the golf cart. They just drive away. Some old guy's like, hey, asshole, I'm shooting over here. Can you get out of the way? I'm trying to putt. Sorry, just let me cut this wrestling ad. So here's Tony Khan. And again, that was a quick little minute-long thing. Here's just cutie Tone again. He's in the small gymnasium. You guys go to a school where there's like a small gymnasium and a big gymnasium. You guys ever been to one of those schools, right? Growing up in elementary and shit. He's in the small gymnasium for this video. And here he is. This was 2 hours ago before Dynamite tonight. And he's fresh off. He's nice and tanned, looking good. He's glowing, fresh off the fairway, fresh off shooting. What do you guys think Tone's score was? We're at a dead 50-50 in chat. Yes, he was playing golf. No, he wasn't. Guys, get your votes in, 1 or 2. Okay? 1 or 2 in chat. 1 for yes, 2 for no. Was Tone even actually playing golf? And yeah, here's a little cutie pie Tone video here.
Hey, it's great to see you all. It's a very sad day in the world of television and certainly in the world of professional wrestling. The man who gave us this platform, the man who created TBS and TNT and so many great television channels and so many great content.
Listen to how fucking, oh my God. Tone, he didn't create this platform because the platform that you're doing this on is called fucking X and Instagram. Okay? This isn't on your TV show. And I say this all the time. The shit he says should be on his TV show. And he goes, boy, there's a lot of wrestlers here at the small gym at the local elementary school where I'm filming this to fucking tell, and they're telling me they want a match tonight. Well, why isn't that on the show? And now he's like, oh, this great platform I'm on. Fucking Elon Musk. Who owned it before? Who owned X before? What was the guy's name? I forget it. Jack Dorsey? Is that it? Let me look it up. Yeah, Twitter. He's one of the co-founders of Twitter, Jack Dorsey. You know, thank him. Thank Elon Musk. What the fuck are you talking about?
Steps in the field of television. The late, great Mr. Ted Turner has passed. We've been making some changes tonight ahead of the show that starts very soon, Wednesday Night Dynamite. Very fittingly, we will have...
He's trying to, like, pretend that he's fucking emotional about it, and, like, very fittingly, we'll have fucking Hechicero fight El Clone tonight. You know what I'm saying? Like, very fittingly, what for a 6-minute video? Put out your fucking condolences and wrap the vid. No one cares. And it's because Tone last minute came up with these matches. 8,000 views before the show. Like, what are we doing?
Words from Mr. Tony Schiavone, some heartfelt thoughts to start the show, as well as a 10-bell salute to the man who gave us this platform to have Wednesday Night Dynamite, Saturday night.
On this platform to have Dynamite and shit. You're on X. So say the platform of TNT or whatever the fuck, man. But like, it's like when he did the one video and he's like, oh, thanks AEW. Thank you, TikTok and AEW. We'll see you tonight. He thanked TikTok and AEW at the end of his promo video. Thanked himself and TikTok for allowing him to fucking sit there with bad production and bad lighting and fucking talk about him. It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Collision and all the AEW television shows from the very beginning here at TNT and tonight on the Superstation TBS for Wednesday Night Dynamite coming up tonight. So that's a very fitting way, I think, to start the show with Mr. Schiavone paying a tribute to the legacy of the late great Mr. Ted Turner.
And then we'll end it with me. I'm just bitter that they fucking Tone sent Sting out there to put Tone over during the fucking Ted Turner tribute. I broke up with Tone. It's official. We're done. We're through.
Of course, Tony worked.
Maybe I'm just still triggered about that, but it's like, dude, you're getting roasted extra hard tonight.
Worked for Ted for many years, and it's very appropriate, I think, that on behalf of AEW and TBS and all the great wrestling fans, that Tony share some thoughts at the start of the show, in addition to a 10-bell salute to the late great Mr. Ted Turner. There's also going to be a great night of professional wrestling. It's very fitting that we have a world.
It's very fitting. Everything's fitting well. My jacket, my tie, and these matches.
Championship fight with the world champion Darby Allin defending against the TNT champion, the Jet Kevin Knight. Very fitting to have the man.
Fitting's like the new word that he learned. Fitting, very fitting. Lee Fitting. I mean, I wasn't watching Raw, I swear, but it's everything's fitting well.
And who holds a championship that represents the legacy of the late great Ted Turner, the TNT champion, the Jet Kevin Knight, one of the fastest rising stars in pro wrestling, taking on the world champion, Darby Allin. These men have had a hard-hitting fight before. It ended with Darby getting knocked out of the Continental Classic, and it ended with Darby spending Thanksgiving morning in a hospital in Nashville. And we were very concerned. I was there on Thanksgiving morning with Darby. We were very concerned that he could have a broken neck and that it might be the end of his wrestling career. It's the opposite. He's come back stronger and better than ever. He's the world.
I was with him. He thought he had a broken neck, and now I swear this is why Tone did it. Just a short run before they inevitably have to go back to MJF before All In. Right before All In. I bet he does a title switch. And inevitably they got to do that, but Rush put it on Darby because they're going to be on YouTube and fucking my AEW app, but B, like Darby, like he already thought he almost broke his neck. Like this guy's really going to hurt himself badly in one of these matches sooner or later.
Champion, and tonight the world champion will face the TNT champion, Darby Allin versus the Jet.
So you have fucking Danielson's career done because of neck shit. Darby really thought he almost broke his neck and he's still doing crazy shit, world champ. And then Ospreay just had his fucking neck fusion or whatever. It's like, holy fuck, man. Have you thought about telling some of these guys to chill a little bit?
Kevin Knight for the world title. We've got the AEW Continental Champion, Jon Moxley, in the
house. Adam Cole, look what happened to him. At the time, mind you, that everyone thought he should be on Raw and SmackDown on the main roster, cutting it up and as a main dude. If you think about it, like if AEW never came around and Vince didn't fuck around, Adam Cole and like Triple H got his way with that because everybody wanted to see the next, like the black and gold era be on the main roster and shit. And there was like a 3-year kind of, they got skipped over period where there was like power struggle with Vince and Triple H was getting punished and all of that. And then a bunch of guys went to like Keith Lee and shit. They went to AEW instead of like ever get their chance. And then that's why when Triple H got full control, what did he do? DIY, Aleister Black, fucking all the guys who got kind of skipped over. But Adam Cole stayed in AEW. He gets fucking he gets concussed like multiple times and put out of fucking competition forever.
Taking on a top challenger who picked up a great win on AEW Collision. An eliminator match for a shot at the Continental title with the champion Jon Moxley against Juice Robinson. Great win for Juice on Saturday. Great match tonight, Juice Robinson versus Jon Moxley. It's a rivalry that goes way back. They've competed all over the world, including in New Japan Pro Wrestling, and they'll fight tonight, Mox versus Juice. Tonight on Dynamite, we'll have a grudge match, tag match, with Hikaru Shida teaming with Chris Statlander against Stat's good friend.
No reaction. Stat was just your women's champ. That's the person who beat Jade Cargill for the TBS title. That's your most recent world champ before the current one, right? Or was Stat 2 champs ago? Either way, doesn't matter. She beat fucking Monet. and just zero reaction to building to what? Her versus Shida or her versus fucking whoever?
Molly Cameron and Mina Shirakawa. Of course, Mina does not trust the motives or the tactics of Hikaru Shida, and I think she's got some very valid points. That'll be a great match tonight.
I think her side of the debate, she's got very valid points, and thus they'll fight in the ring. But I mean, in Debate Club, I thought she really...
Very excited for that. Very excited about the Double Jeopardy match.
Double Jeopardy! And before the match, when instead of a bell, it's going to be the do-do-do for the Daily Double. We're going to play that just because. I don't think Jeopardy was on TNT, but it's Double Jeopardy.
Max Harwood versus Orange Cassidy. 1/3 of the World Trios Champions versus 1/2 of the World Tag Team Champions. A lot at stake there with future title matches and a lot of pride on the line on Dynamite tonight. Also, very excited to announce that the international champion, Kazuchika Okada, is here to defend the championship tonight. He's been incredibly impressive in recent weeks, and Okada has opened himself up to fight anybody, and there's a man who's always looking for a fight.
Everybody always opens themselves up to fight everybody. If you have a belt, it just means you're open challenges against everybody. Instead of like making title matches feel like big world title matches and shit with stakes on them. In this episode of Dynamite, I mean, fuck. Has it even been good, guys, so far? I'm not glazing it as I have some of the past episodes in recent months, and I just think Tony's going backwards now, all of a sudden. Instead of just running with the MJF thing, he just decided, nope, we're going to go backwards again and right into All In. Might as well.
And a man who's been very impressive, picking up wins in Ring of Honor recently, and also a man who holds a top championship in independent pro wrestling, the Defy World Champion, the Bounty Hunter, Brian Keith. The Bounty Hunter, Brian Keith.
He's the Defy World Champion. No one knows what that is, Tone.
Is always looking for a fight, always looking to collect. And tonight, the Bounty Hunter, Brian Keith, will take on the Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada, for the international title. Also, we've seen in recent weeks...
The international title? Wait, what? Hold on, wait, what? Who's the Continental Champ? Is that still Mox? And then they have an international title, then a national title. So Okada's... So the unified thing is gone, obviously. And so Mox has the Continental, so he's the international. Is that what it's been? I'm just confused, dude. Someone, Lex, what the fuck has been... Is that the order of the titles right now? I don't
know!
Me neither.
Jamie Hayter and the Brawling Birds come to blows, coming to...
He doesn't even know. They're coming to blows. They're coming. I want to do blow. I mean, they're coming to blows.
A big conflict.
We're going to go do blow. I mean, they're going to come to blows because they don't like each other.
With the Triangle of Madness. Sky Blue has been incredibly impressive. She's on a great winning streak on AEW TV. And it's become a great rivalry with the Brawling Birds and the Triangle of Madness. And tonight, one-on-one, later, as part of this huge 3-hour Dynamite and Collision event. Later in this evening, we'll have, as part of the Collision third hour, we'll have a great match with Sky Blue, red hot Sky Blue, on a winning streak against Jamie Hayter.
Red hot? She's so hot. I mean, red hot.
What is a big grudge match coming out of Sky Blue and the Triangle of Madness, not only putting Persephone out of action following that incredible tag match with Jamie's partner Alex Windsor and Persephone, who was subbing in because Jamie was out injured. Now Persephone's out, Jamie's back, and Jamie's going one-on-one versus Sky Blue tonight. The incredible Roosh is here. Roosh will be in the house.
The incredible Roosh
tonight. He'll be in action later in the evening. Also,
Roosh does rule, but it's just funny how Tone just gives him this nickname also. The Incredible. It's not just Roosh, the Incredible Roosh.
So have some very exciting news with the Death Riders and Dogs teaming up, and the Death Riders and the Dogs combinations having looked very impressive recently. And the Death Riders and Dogs coming in unbeaten as a group in these 10-man tags. The 10-man tag we had this past Saturday was so much.
Bro, he thinks people are keeping track of 10-man fucking tags. You have a trios title. Just have a fucking trios match and set the divisions up. Oh, you know, and there are these 5 dudes, when these teams team up, when these 2 factions of 10 guys team up into one team of 5 guys, like retarded Voltron, I fucking, they're undefeated in 10-man tag matches. What?
Fun. We're going to have another great 10-man tag later tonight.
Another one? Oh, what should we get, Tone? 10-man tag titles? Is that what's next? Holy.
Not only will the Bang Bang Gang lock up with the Death Riders when Mox takes on Juice Robinson one-on-one with no outside interference, but later tonight we'll have a great 10-man tag with the Young Bucks teaming with the Bang Bang Gang, Ace Austin, and the return of the Guns. And Ace Austin and the Guns will team up with the Young Bucks to face.
So Bang Bang Gang are good guys, right? Because they felt so tweenerish to me. So they're good guys now officially. And now the Bucks are teaming up with Bullet Club Gold essentially, and we're not getting any fucking
It's the Death Riders and the Dogs. We'll have Finley and Clark Connors teaming up with Claudio Yuta and Garcia. Another great 10-man match with the Death Riders and the Dogs teaming up against the Bang Bang Gang and the Young Bucks. And these matches have been fantastic, and this could be the most exciting one yet.
And he's just like the Dogs. You haven't done shit to establish them yet. Like, people don't even really know who those guys are. They see them and they're like, do you even go here? You don't even go to this place, right? Like, people don't know who the fuck these guys are. And you're sitting here, the Dogs, they're in a fucking, what are you babbling about? What are you waffling about, Unk?
And I'm very excited to have the Guns back in AEW, wrestling their first match as a team in a very long time tonight, with the Bang Bang Gang joining the Bucks versus the Death Riders and the Dogs later tonight. There's so much great action. We've got a big high-flying fight later to look forward.
Sounds like the Bucks, the Dogs. It sounds like a fucking minor baseball league teams.
Number 2, that's going to be very exciting.
And then it just cuts him off.
Exactly, no pop.
Tell me. Yeah. Oh my god. And the fucking intern listening, yeah, this is bullshit. Just cuts it off. Oh shit, we lost internet connection. What happened? Oh my god, he just gets cut off. That's fucking hilarious. Oh my god. He may be the best guy, but he doesn't have the best internet connection, I guess, guys. And that was the best guys, Tony Khan. And that was AEW news. Holy shit, that's funny, man. Good stuff. Round of applause for that. That was super fucking funny. And every now and again, dude, you get just a little nugget. Tone pissed me off just the right amount for that. Guys, hit like, subscribe, super chat in, become a member for 99 cents. Or gift a membership, or check out patreon.com/ProWrestleTimes to support the motherfucking channel. We're going to talk about WWE news. Oh boy, there's quite a bit. Actually, no, we're going to do this next here. We're going to talk about the, part 2 or 3 or 4, depending, of the Nick LoPiccolo saga next year. Him versus Ringside news. Hot news. Let's check out this poll. So 43% of you guys said yes, Tone was actually playing golf. And then 57% of you guys said no, Tone wasn't playing golf. So there you go. Yeah, and then you got to end this show with Darby. It's going to go over into, they're going to like end it and be like, welcome to Collision, guys, blah, blah, blah. And then Collision will start, and then Collision will just be random fucking matches that don't matter. So we're going to do some news. We're going to hang out. Phil, you missing the main event? I am not, sir. I'm watching it. I've been watching everything tonight on Dynamite. I have it on the screen right next to me here. And yeah, I mean, they're doing some mat wrestling to start shit out because they're going to go a little bit longer. And when they really pick up, they're going to be like in a chop battle. And then they're going to do like fire and fireworks or some shit for collisions on the air, special collision. And then this match will end, and then they'll just go into matches, maybe a vignette or something. If Darby never had Sting, no one would care, period. Sad but true. Roosh on Collision rules. Yeah, I really hate the coffin drop. Yeah, everyone's just hating on Darby. People only care about Darby if he's getting something brutal done to him. Oh, exactly. If he didn't do those crazy spots, no one would give a fuck. When even Matt Hardy criticizes Tony Khan, you know he's lost the plot. Hi, Phil, can you give me permission to beat up Tony Khan? No, I denounce anyone who beats up Tone. He's a lovely little bird. You just leave him alone. The man couldn't fight a cold, I bet. So don't, he's a privileged billionaire boy. Just leave him be. I don't wish that on nobody. Okay, so chat just fucking angry. I'm sorry, but Tone just pissed me off with, because he told Sting to go out there and make that shit about him. And that's just such a bad look. It's such bad optics, man. The No Kings protest should include Tony Khan. I will not go out there and shill for you. Where's the Sting who Titus Sinclair threatened in Ready to Rumble, and he came off the rafters and said, fuck the authority, man. And he helped Jimmy the King, and right? And the Law, Gordy Boggs, the Law, or whatever the fuck his name is. Sugar Sean Duncan, right? Help them win the fucking world title and beat Diamond Dallas Page. Where's that Sting? Tell Tone to go fuck himself. The whole thing was gross. Tony trying to glom onto Turner's legacy. Yeah, that was fucking weird. And to be like, from another billionaire. Dude, Ted Turner fucking made his billies and fucking was actually a guy who revolutionized and like made things in television. Tone's done none of that, man. His dad owns a football team. His dad owns a soccer team. His dad bought him this wrestling company. That's all it is. So it's just incredibly unfortunate. And then Sting sold out. Buddy, Sting's always been sold out. But here's the thing. It's not really selling out because he's always just been like, yeah, pay me a lot. And, if I put the makeup on, that's an extra this amount of money. And I guarantee you, Tone, that's how he charges Tone, too. I guarantee you when he shows up with the makeup on to be like, oh, Ted Turner, that's an extra 10, 20K that night for that shot from Tone. I bet you he does the same shit. So he's always been about that. So shout out Sting. You know what I mean? No hate from me. Yeah, he's sold out, Lucy. Yeah, he's sold out, dude. NWO sold out, brother. Yeah, exactly. Okay. We are going to get into some, like a bit of a sicko segment, I guess. But speaking of sickos, ladies and gentlemen, Chris Jericho. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time. I don't know where else to put this, right? It's really just it's like a Hollywood agent versus a dirt sheet guy, but this is the Sicko segment. So Nick LoPiccolo, and guys, if you have not seen Member Monday, I implore you to become a member for 99 cents Canadian. Okay. And check out Member Monday. We EFAP'd pretty much the whole Body Slam interview he gave. And I thought I bookmarked the clip. So there was a clip going around of Nick LoPiccolo where it was like, I don't know. Everybody's like, oh, he's like coked up and shit and he's going crazy. And some of it we laughed at, some of it he was just spitting. Pretty much it was just him. It was just Nick LoPiccolo and that guy, I forget his name, on the Body Slam show, the smoking sessions or whatever. And I don't know. They were just kind of like putting themselves over is what it felt like. There was nothing really new revealed. It was just Nick being like, look, I said what I said, and when it comes true, you guys are going to have to deal with it. Fair enough. But that 1 30-second clip was very erratic. Okay. But again, sickos had to find like a 30-second clip and be like, look at this dude spurging out, essentially, which is like, if you listen to the whole thing, Nick speaks very coherently. It was just in that moment, he was like, and fucking fuck this and that, he's kind of going off. So they found a clip that made him, I guess, not look so good in the best light. But again, in fairness, when you watch the whole thing, I thought I bookmarked it, but I guess not. Maybe it was deleted because I see some of these are deleted and shit. But all of a sudden, part 2 or part 3, Nick LoPiccolo crashes out on fucking Ringside News as well. No, they start like crashing out on him. And here's the thing. Steve Carrier of Ringside News crashes out a bunch. He's crashed out on Sheets. I have examples of that too in here. Like people he gets drunk and crashes out on people and shit. So Nick LoPiccolo, basically what he's been saying was AEW is fucking like turned down by WBD in August, or he was told like on the low, like officially, they never told him anything publicly or anything like that, or an official capacity, but like someone gave Tone a heads up and he already knows, and he's banking on YouTube, and that's why he's acting so weird and doubling down and doing all this fucking, like he's lying to the boys, he's lying to everybody type shit, right? And that seems kind of like why Sting put over Tone too in that Ted Turner thing. It was almost like, Tony Khan is a billionaire too, WBD and Paramount, and he'll keep wrestling going into the future. Like it felt weird like that, dude. Feels like it's overcompensating for something, right? Just like the ratings and all of this stuff. And Dave with all of his excuses. Like, I feel like they're really sweating. And then, like, hey, ROH is in this, it's in a factory now, and we're doing a fucking, we're doing a thing where we're revamping it, and it's like a studio wrestling show, but that's in response to TNA, and then we just don't really care. It's just matches, and really nothing's going on in ROH that's interesting, and Tone's booking that too, and it was just reactionary to TNA. And that's what Tone does. He gets these bursts of like trying to salvage shit or trying whatever. So Nick LoPiccolo is just like I said what I said. He also kind of took a jab at NXT. He was like, yeah, dude, like we're, Blake Monroe's in this fucking warehouse with college athletes and she should be on the main roster type shit. So again, it's not like he's just sitting here only burying AEW and stuff. He had some real words for WWE, but I just don't know if that was the best showing. I think he should have went on like a more serious show. Like not this one either, right? I would just play retarded Dave Meltzer sounds and fucking, you know what I mean? I'm talking like a serious one, like a 83 weeks or whatever, maybe would have been the best pod as his first appearance or whatever. But immediately after that, well, during all of that, okay? And I say all this to set it up and go. If you want to just hear the beginning of the saga, it's on my last member show, okay? So during all of that, Ringside News is like posting all of these fucking articles from this interview, and like no other dirt sheets are running with any of the shit Nick is saying, right? Other than they ran with well, they didn't run with, but they went and verified with WBD, like Fightful and these fucking dirt sheets. They were like, hey, we fucking verified with our sources at WBD that they never officially in any public way was the wording. Go and look at the wording from the dirt sheets. Okay, I'm not saying it verbatim, but there was some, like, in a professional capacity, we never fucking told Tone anything, is what they told the sheets. It's like, yeah, that's not what Nick's saying. Like, he's just saying, look, they're aware of it, whether that's on paper or not. And again, I believe that. Like, Tone obviously has friends. He's probably got friends at WBD where it's out of their control when they go to Paramount too. Like, they're just like, I work here. What do you want me to do? Right? And they might tell Tone, yeah, dude, this is what's going on. So who fucking knows? Right? We'll see. Like, if this doesn't play out the way Nick said, he's just going to look like an asshole. We move on. It is what it is. If Paramount's like, no, we love AEW, and they scoop it up, everybody's wrong and everyone looks like assholes. Apparently, Tone is ready to go on YouTube. So as this is all unveiling and unwinding, whatever, Ringside News is running with all these stories from like all the highlights of what Nick LoPiccolo said on this interview. We're about to go over them. But then Ringside News got in a fucking beef with Nick LoPiccolo all of a sudden, and Steve Carrier and Ringside News, and they're going back and forth, and he's telling them to fuck themselves and all this stuff. So I don't really know where to start with this. This is like, we'll start with some of the headlines. So Tony Khan accused of purposely benching talent, avoiding conflict, and ghosting executives. So we've heard these things. We know these things. He benches people. He fucking ghosts people. So Nick LoPiccolo said he is allergic to conflict to the point where even if it's constructive criticism, he will ghost. He will ghost in his own executives. If you try to tell him something that could help the show, he just says thank you, and he's very, very nice, and he just disappears for 3 weeks. That's exactly like, you know, he just goes, okay. Like, I'm sure Tone's super nice and is like, oh, like he'll listen to, I've said this a million times, I'm sure he'll listen to criticism. But is he really hearing, or is he really listening to it? You know, hearing and listening are two different things. Is he really taking it in, and does he take it serious? That's why people are like, Vince Russo booked the Darby thing. No. Because that means then he has to admit in his cognitive dissonance, he has to shatter that and go, Vince Russo actually knows something about wrestling more than me. Tone would never admit that. He's one of the message board guys. He's one of the fire Russo chanters that fucking, you know, that's what Vince Russo is. So, pardon me, Tony Khan is. So no, he's not going to let Vince Russo book a goddamn thing. And so Nick LoPiccolo says he won't ever admit that he's wrong. He won't ever accept responsibility, and he just digs his heels in. That's billionaire shit again. It's just like one of these nepotism kids. Nothing's ever my fault. It's just blame it on some other shit. Which is why he benches people for inordinate amounts of time. For all the paranoia that people try to put on me, his level of paranoia is through the roof. So Tone's real paranoid. I believe it, man. I believe it. And that's where you see all of these like bot accounts that are just reignited, that just come back from the fucking grave whenever like Nick drops a bomb like this. They're just so invested in fucking with this guy. And he also revealed too, which we know, we talked about this on the show, like Dave was told not to respond to this guy too. And oh yeah, and just like I see chat deliberating a little bit on Ringside News. Look, we know, I told you guys, Steve Carrier is known for crashing out, and they are like the fucking TMZ of WWE news, right? Like I've said that a billion times on this show. I don't need to qualify. Whatever they report on, I don't take any fucking dirt sheet 100% seriously, but I also don't just dismiss them reporting on some Nick LoPiccolo shit either, okay? But yes, they are like the wild, salacious, they'll report on like whatever type shit, you know? So we move along here. Another thing that was revealed, or Tony was accused of, was funding bot attacks on AEW stars who joined WWE. So again, he alluded to Blake Monroe being one of these people, and Blake Monroe and Jade Cargill. He represents both of them. He also revealed like a bunch of the wrestlers that he represents that like weren't necessarily public before. So I'm not going to reiterate everything from Memba Monday. Become a fucking member or gift a membership and go and check out Memba Monday or become a Patreon. There's tons of exclusive shit on there, but there's also member shows on YouTube. Also go there and check out it was a 4-hour long show and we EFAP'd the fucking, the interview, and I dove deep on a bunch of this stuff. But Tony Khan accused of funding bot attacks on AEW stars who joined WWE. So this has been a conspiracy theory for a long time. Nick is claiming it's true, you know, and in the IWC, a lot of people expected this to come out one day in some form or fashion, but he says what happens is that Tony Khan pays for troll farms and he pays for these bots. He pays for these social media attacks and he pays for negative waves. See, this is crazy too. Like, and he'll probably get into this. Some of us are sitting here like, this is crazy to say, but until Nick LoPiccolo gets like sued, right? And this is just a parody cartoon show. This isn't even real. This is all a part of the simulation. But as far as what Nick's saying, like he's a very real guy. He likes to remind everybody of that. He hasn't been sued. And until he is for saying shit like this, I mean, what the fuck? This is some out there shit to say, but like, how has all we've seen are like body ass people attacking, and we haven't seen anybody say, tell this guy to shut up or he's getting sued or anything. So, he just like doubled down on this notion, and he just said he pays for these social media attacks and he pays for negative waves of Twitter attention to be, what's the word, focus. Sometimes it's more obvious than others, but it's ongoing. It's just on Twitter. It's only on Twitter. And he pays these things, and it's a wave of negative harassment to anyone that leaves that company. It was a wave of negative harassment around me back in July, and then I figured it out. I called it out. They all know it. For the women, it is really, really hurtful. For the men, too, it causes psychological damage, but it's ongoing. I'm not worried about being sued. If there's discovery, there's no way they would sue me because I'm right. Fuck. So he's just like doubling, tripling down on the shit, you know? Like, so I don't know, man. You see a lot of people attack Blake Monroe. You see a lot of people attack Jade Cargill. He's represented them both. They both left AEW for WWE, even though Tone offered them both way more money to stay. And he's offended by that. He really didn't understand the Jade Cargill one. Blake Monroe, he thinks he built her into a star. And he did put the title on her, and he built a lot of the women's division around her and her story with Toni Storm. And then this guy comes out shitting on AEW, and Tone's probably like, wait, he represents them both. Fuck this guy. And I'm not saying he's sending goddamn bot farms, but Nick LoPiccolo is. You know? So there you go. We move along here, and Tony Khan is accused of leaking AEW contract talks to Dave Meltzer during talent negotiations. Yeah, obviously, dude. Like, Conan. Now, again, when Nick says it, it's his job to know about people's contracts. It's his job to know about what people are getting paid and who's saying what and the whispered networks and all of that shit. So if he's saying it, it holds more weight than just me yelling about it every fucking Thursday for Dave Meltzer dumb moment of the week, you know? But like Tone's called him, fucking Dave admitted he's pushed for things, for matches, and it's like, wait, what does that mean? Brian Alvarez is like, well, Dave, you guys text about these things, so how are we supposed to know? Right? So Dave just loves his little son,
the best
Tony
guys,
Khan,
Tony
you know?
Khan.
Like, we already know that, and we already know Tone's leaking everything. Tone's running the match cards through Dave before he fucking jumps on the live, right? So pretty funny that he says this. And let's just take a look at this article as well. Shout out Ringside News, Nick LoPiccolo, and Tony Khan for this segment here. And Body Slam, actually. Famous Davis, that's the guy's name. Shout out Famous Davis. I was kind of go and watch the member show. It's well worth it. It's hilarious. So this is what Nick LoPiccolo says. He says, I mean, look, when this goes back, some of it's confidential, but like I was representing Miro, and Miro, I got him out of AEW, and there was a settlement negotiation on it with AEW and with Tony's lawyers, and so there you go. Blake, Jade, Miro, Tone fucking hates Nick LoPiccolo, dude. And by the way, I talked to a lot of the AEW stars that ended up getting out after or before Miro did, but in those talks, I knew everything. How everything was getting leaked from the time that, he tried to babyface Tony and asking for his release kindly. And then at least 6 hours later on Fightful. I mean, at least either through Fightful, it leaks through Meltzer. So sorry, I know that doesn't really make sense. I'm just reading what's written here. And the whole trap is that, Tony, again, it's more Dave than Sean. Dave gets worked by Tony often and doesn't right. But Brian, this is Dave. Dave is wearing a fucking Nick LoPiccolo mask, and he's just except no. It's North Korea. It's state news. So again, we know that. As soon as Tegan Knox walks out of fucking AEW, all of a sudden Fightful reports, hey, 13 girls came to us and said they're bitches and that Hyan and Maya World rule, right? They just have a fucking story on deck. All of the women fucking hate them. And it's where do they get that news? Right away, immediately. And with the Rusev thing, again, it just gets leaked. It gets leaked. So WWE has people stooging false shit a lot of the time. And on AEW side, they just have people stooging shit. And it's really that simple. So we know Tone calls Dave on the air. You don't have to be, if you're just paying attention, you understand what this shit is. So again, Nick LoPiccolo saying this stuff holds more weight, unless you are no, he put on his name tag 5'3" cokehead or whatever to make fun of the notion. Everyone's this guy's blasted and on drugs and shit. If you think that's the case, just watch that interview in full. Because it's clear in that 30-second clip, it's this guy's fucking this guy's zooted right now, man. This guy's messy. But that's just one 30-second clip. If you watch the whole thing, he is all over the place. I don't know what he's doing. He's moving around a bunch, but it's he obviously speaks coherently and stuff. So I don't know. With this quote as well that they got from him, I think he's just trying to be careful with his words. So, because there's a lot of likes and yas and whatever in here. So he says, so everything that's coming out now, okay, they denied this. WBD denied this, or AW denied it. Of course they denied it because they were embarrassed. And not only that, too, it's the vernacular. And I don't think Nick touched on this, but you can see when the dirt sheets reported it, I'm pretty sure they were WBD denies that they reached out in any professional capacity. Listen how fucking dead this crowd is for AR Fox versus Mike Bailey. But they're we never told them this in any professional capacity. So again, that is true. It doesn't mean that Tone doesn't have a hookup at WBD. Right? Nobody's ever said, yeah, Tone doesn't know people in the NFL and shit. Nobody's denying any of that. It's just, what does that matter when the Paramount shit goes down? Who knows? The people Tone knows, and he's I have a great relationship with Zaslav. I could just call him on the phone. And then fucking a week later, Trey Miguel gets fired and WBD takes the blame from the sheets, and fucking we know Tone's talking to them. It's just embarrassing. And Nick's right here. They are embarrassed if it's true. If none of this turns out to be true, then again, Nick just said a bunch of shit that didn't come true, and that's on him. And I mean, what happens? Oh no, they're on Paramount. I would say that's a good thing. A lot of people, it just doesn't seem realistic. Even you don't have to be a Hollywood agent to understand that this doesn't seem realistic. You know what I'm saying? It just seems like Tone is setting shit up here. So Again, AEW administration coordinator Will Washington allegedly blocked by talent over weird claims. So I think this was also from the Nick LoPiccolo appearance on Body Slam. Yes. Nick LoPiccolo claimed that some AEW talent have embraced Washington's presence and in some cases have gone as far as cutting off communication entirely. Oh, they haven't embraced his presence. So again, there's a lot. The rumors always floating around that some people don't get along with Will Washington. Okay, that's been like a long time where the rumor of Will Washington, you either like him or you don't, and that's why that AEW unrestricted pod sucks, because it's just wrestlers going on there knowing that Will Washington has Tony Khan's ear, and they have to sit there and like kiss this guy's ass while Aubrey Edwards makes fucking goofy faces at them, right? And so. This is what Nick LoPiccolo had to say about Will Washington. He said, so by the way, I had heard that a handful of my ex-clients, I won't say which ones, but a handful of them had him blocked on their phones and also on social media when they were employees at AEW. They thought he's weird as fuck. They didn't know what he did except for sit in Tony's office and just be Tony's errand boy when he was hired. And again, I don't want to be like causing myself any defamation or anything like that. But I was told by various different people that Tony said he defended and said no, that Will is a very nice black boy. Oh my God. So hold on, guys. Nick claims he was told by various different people that Tony Khan said that he defended. This is just the way it's worded. Tony Khan said he defended and said no, that Will is a very nice black boy. I'm just trying to make sure I'm reading this right. Okay. This is the sentence. I'm going to read it out. There's a bunch of commas here, and I'm going to let you guys know. So this is the whole sentence. It goes, and again, I don't want to be like causing myself any defamation or anything like that, comma, but I was told by various different people that Tony said, comma, he defended and said no, comma, that Will is a very nice, comma, very nice black boy, period. Like, that's a wild claim, dude. If that's not real, like that, and I'm not saying it is real, but like if that isn't, and so, I mean, woo! I'm not fucking kidding. Very nice black boy. He can tell you the results of Monday Night Raw in 95. He's a nice black boy. I kid you not. Whoa. And then Ringside News writes that claim stands in stark contrast to Washington's publicly described responsibilities, which include participating in creative meetings, helping plan weekly programming like Dynamite and Rampage, and coordinating across multiple departments to maintain continuity. The conversation also touched on Washington's connection to Swerve Strickland, adding to the discussion, isn't he Swerve's cousin? And LoPiccolo continued and said, Will has been perceived as feeding Fightful and feeding the sheets. He worked for Fightful, and he's a dirt sheet guy at heart. Now, when Tone goes on these campaigns and goes, I'm only listening to me, that's him trying to get over with the boys, guys, okay? That's him also trying to get over with the boys by being like, I run shit, like I'm not listening to anybody. You know, he was listening to Will Washington and shit. And if his job's continuity, I mean, fire him. That is the worst. You know, that has been the worst thing in fucking AEW this entire time. So, which is why Tony defends the dirt sheet so much, as basically just giving out what Tony wants. Yeah, because Tony is trying to like control the sheets and the narrative and shit. It's pulling an EC3, bud. It's what it is. So again, some gnarly fucking claims. And it looks like a bunch of shit's deleted here, dude. So Ringside News then posts this. So after like posting every little thing and like defending, like I saw people going off on Nick LoPiccolo, and I saw Steve Carrier and Ringside News and the algorithm, like they were defending shit, like defending them and whatnot. So, so this was all wild stuff. And Ringside News is like, we are going to lose a lot of sleep over this. Guy worked himself into a shoot after we questioned holes in his reporting, and tags Nick LoPiccolo. Nick LoPiccolo blocks Ringside News. So yeah, I don't know if there's any serious replies there, but then Steve Carrier, and Steve Carrier's known for going on like drunken crash outs too, you know? I think I have a bunch of stuff bookmarked, I think, in the sicko segment of Steve Carrier like crashing out recently about the fucking dirt sheets and these guys steal stories and we post this and fuck you, and he's going after these not even going after, he's just having back and forths with like these different dirt sheets and all of this shit, and he's always on one seemingly, right? And Nick LoPiccolo's been getting into it with other dirt sheets as well. Some of these guys, like that good mic work guy, that guy who I say tweets like fucking boomer AI. All of his tweets are like boomer AI insults and shit. But Steve Carrier goes, this week, Nick LoPiccolo admitted to giving Fightful information. This is what started the fight. He admitted to giving Fightful information. I can't wrap my head around that one. Sean can't write for shit. They don't brag, or pardon me, they don't reach our reach. They take kickbacks. Sean bragged about it. So, and then Nick LoPiccolo DMs him, what the fuck is this? I don't talk to them and don't post shit like this. Thanks. And then Ringside News goes, you literally admitted on audio that you used to do it, and honestly, it checks out. But now you're mad at some of your biggest supporters and cut us off short. Most adults over 5'9". Now they're doing the short jokes. Oh, shit. Oh, he just called him Royce to 5'9", dude. Would at least have a conversation with people who back them publicly, but clearly relationships don't mean much to you. Damn, that's wild, man. And I missed the part. Like, I did skim through. We EFAP'd the 2-hour-long fucking Body Slam interview, but sometimes, like, there was a lot of just kind of him and the famous Davis guy. They were just kind of like putting themselves over. You know, I just fucking kind of fast forwarded through some of that. So I didn't hear him admitting to stooging to Fightful. I didn't hear Nick say that. And then in the things we just read that Ringside News posted from the, which are some of the highlights there of the interview, I didn't see that either or interpret anything that way. Now, if I'm missing something or someone's got a clip they can tag me in at Pro Wrestle Times on X or something, I don't fucking know. I didn't hear or see that part, but that's sort of what set this whole thing off, right? And let's see if there's any replies. Yeah, people are just like, this is unclear to me. I swear there was like some arguments going on, but it seems like there's some deleted shit now and stuff. It's sad. Nick LoPiccolo pulled a Ryback. Same pattern both times. We supported them, got behind them, and gave them the benefit of the doubt. And this is how it plays out. Okay. Context is we reported all the facts supported by their own statements. So reported what facts? So I don't understand. I need a quote of Nick LoPiccolo stooging to Fightful where he said that. I didn't fucking see that part. Shout out Ryback though, catching strays. Okay, here we go. Nick LoPiccolo, here's a quote. Okay, we found the quote. So Ringside News says, quote, I don't deal with Fightful. I cut that off. I don't talk to them. Oh, so he said I cut that off, like talking to Fightful. But does that mean he's leaking them shit? Let's continue. I don't talk to them. I don't feed them anything. I don't do anything with Fightful anymore. Oh, shit. So that's kind of crazy. That's actually kind of wild. Because I know how that whole ecosystem works. If you remove Fightful from the equation, what happens? It just goes to Dave. That's the shield. That's the protection. That's how it works. Nick LoPiccolo. I don't do anything with Fightful anymore because I know how that whole ecosystem works. I don't feed them anything. I don't do anything with them anymore. I cut that off. That's pretty damning evidence, no? You know? Yeah, maybe. I mean, again, if he's a Hollywood agent, then maybe he's going to tell some of the sheets like nice shit about Blake Monroe to write about. you know, maybe use the dirt sheets, because wrestlers do this already, and Dave participates in this, and Tone is accused of doing this thing by Nick LoPiccolo that apparently that I'm saying it's possible that he could be doing too. You play the dirt sheets to leak some shit out about this person's interested in this, and then maybe a bit of a bidding war starts up. And we know the sheets already do this stuff anyways. But if Ringside News, so here's the thing. So Ringside News kind of seems butthurt that Nick's like cheating on them. You know what I mean? Like, they're like, we thought we were the only ones that you leaked shit to, kind of thing. Like,
emotional damage.
It's like, so are you upset that he was telling you shit and then he's also telling Fightful shit? Right? And yeah, I'm typically fuck the sheets overall, so I'll say this though, even just from doing what I do, like, people love to run and tell people stuff, okay? So just so you guys know, okay? People just love to fucking run and tell everyone everything in the
allegedly.
So Ringside News has a beef for this reason. Can I get behind that? I don't know. If Nick was just like, fuck you, and blocked you because they're like choosing to get upset at this, then I don't blame him at all either. Yeah, I don't see a problem with it so far. But then Steve Carrier keeps going. He goes, this week, Nick LoPiccolo admitted to giving Fightful information. Okay, but aren't you guys like, we reported your shit and we fucking gave you the benefit of the doubt on shit, and they always report on Nick LoPiccolo, and it's like, was he not feeding you shit? Now we need a quote. We manifested the last quote. Now we need a quote. Was Nick, someone needs to ask Steve Carrier this. Was he feeding you guys shit though? And you're just bumhurt that he also admitted that he fed someone else shit. Yeah. So he says, I've only buried 2 stories in my life. One was to protect an AEW star's marriage. The other, she asked me nicely. Ooh, what a flex. That's so cringe, man. I'm sorry. Like, fuck. This week, okay, Sean can't write for shit. So he's hating on Sapp. I don't know. Sean's writing is not even like the thing to hate on when it comes to Sapp, you know? I mean, his reporting's okay. His fucking his writing is what it's not Dave Meltzer or the run on shit I was reading on Ringside News just now. So just being honest, okay? Meanwhile, so let's start from the top here. Steve Carrier says, I had a lot of people reaching out privately this week on our coverage. I appreciate that. Oftentimes I wonder what the wrestling landscape would look like if myself and staff didn't cover topics aggressively. 6 likes. For example, the week Hulk Hogan died, Fightful had less than 10 articles covering his death. I wrote 168 articles about the biggest name in wrestling passing away. Holy fuck, man. One, like, I like talking about shit once, maybe twice. Then I'm like, fuck, we got it, you know? Unless it's a bit I know I can make funny. It's like, fuck. But that's the name of the game. Meanwhile, the week AJ Boom debuted for AEW, Fightful had 98 articles in a single week about a jackass no one's ever heard of. Holy fuck, dude. So he's just felting Fightful right now. And all the sheets have been taking big L, rest in peace. They've been taking big L's the last like week or two, I feel like. This week, Nick LoPiccolo. Okay, so that all led to him just being like, and fuck Nick LoPiccolo too. Or he was saying fuck Fightful, but then it went into like he was giving Fightful information and shit. How dare you? So pretty funny, man. These fucking sicko sheets just eating each other up. So Steve Carrier says, you knew exactly what I was talking about. You admitted to giving information to an outlet that pushes one-sided narratives nonstop while acting like everyone else is the problem. Yeah, I mean, is that... Yeah, for sure. The Fightful staff do that, for sure. He says, Nick goes, what the fuck are you talking about? So I wonder why I can't see it here. Maybe because, like, he blocked him or something. I don't know. X is fucking around, but for some reason it looked like it was deleted, but it's not. So he just goes, what the fuck are you talking about? And then he goes, you know exactly what I was talking about. Let's see if there's any replies here under this. So just the fans, just the viewers and the listeners chiming in. And Steve Carrier then goes, here, I got to click on this, I suppose. And he goes, you know exactly. And then Nick goes, dude, I have no idea what the fuck you were talking about. Just follows up. And then Steve goes, you need me to play the audio back and pull up those Fightful articles that match that energy? Nearly word for word. Okay, hold on, dude. He says, dude, I have no idea what you're talking about. And then this guy's response is, you need me to play the audio back? Okay, so of Nick saying he stooges to Fightful. And pull up those Fightful articles that match that energy. What fucking energy? The energy that Nick was stooging you shit, and now you're jealous that he's stooging. You know what I mean? Is that what this is? I think that's what this is.
Emotional damage.
Like, what are you fucking so mad about? It just seemed like something Nick said in passing. I must have missed that because, like, there was so much other juicier shit. I just don't know. It's like, oh, I talked to a sheet. It's like, okay. He also was agenting these people. Like, that would be his job. It's not like he's a wrestler stooging, trying to get himself over. Nick's whole job as an agent is I have to get my clients as over as possible. Right? So it's like that's his job if he's talking and trying to get nice articles written about his folks. So I don't really see an issue there. I mean, I'm not trying to sweep for Nick either. Like, on the Memba Monday show, I was like, okay, this fucking interview's kind of like, I was making fun of some of the parts, you know, so it's not like, you know, I'm not trying to be biased here, but it's like, yeah, who gives a shit? And it just seemed like something he said in passing. I don't know if it does seem as though he's saying like, yeah, I talked to Fightful or whatever before, but I cut that off. But it's the wrestling business, baby. Everybody's telling somebody. And everybody knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. Yeah. So Steve Carrier goes, nearly word for word. So word for word what? I do this for a living and probably the best at it. And this is what every dirt sheet guy says. Dave says he's the best at it. Sean Sapp goes, I don't care what anyone says. Fucking, I'm the best in the world at what I do. He said that to me on the fucking phone, okay? Steve Carrier goes, I'm the best in the world at this. All these fucking guys got the biggest goddamn, we're all the best ever at this. Guys, if you have like three quote on, if you know like a guy and are friendly with a couple other people who know people and can use AI, you could run your own dirt sheet, okay? Life hack. Okay? Like, it's so funny to me. Dave, I'd be the greatest NFL reporter of all time. All these guys, man, it's like, fuck. You report on a fucking scripted wrestling show, on a fucking carnival circus act that's on TV now. You know? It's like if roller derby came back and had 1.2 million people watching it every week, and you're like, I'm a roller derby reporter. Okay. Jesus Christ. So, yeah, I don't know. They're all the best in the world, I guess. They're all the goats. We all should bow down and just fucking, all of these guys are just so goated. And so Nick had this to say to end this whole thing here. He goes, maybe it's best to sit back and watch the chaos. I've had it with people on all sides of this app. The funniest part is watching voices suddenly support AEW after years of roasting them. Is watching voices. So he doesn't mean, like, isn't there a dirt sheet called Voices of Wrestling, right? And they're like so he's not talking about that. I think he just says like people who are now flip-flopping and supporting them, right? It makes sense. They know their grift is up too. None of y'all don't deserve a lifeboat, right? And then you see people in the replies too. A lot of people are like, fuck AEW, man. But the thing is like Nick doesn't really, like, he was critical of WWE too. And I don't think he like hates AEW and shit. He's not one of these like, I want it to die type thing. I think he even said that. And I don't think he does. Personally, he was repping people in AEW and shit when they were there. So I don't know. But a lot of people are like, this guy says, I have a question. As an agent of talent in WWE and know sort of how they think business-wise, how does the apparent restructure requests and releases change how WWE contracts will be negotiated? Will there even be a change, or will it be business as usual? And Nick says, I haven't seen any evidence of contract restructures beyond what has been reported in dirt sheets this week. And the other thing is, like, you got to understand, though, guys, Nick is pro, like, all the shit TKO's doing. I'm sure of that, too. Maybe not all the shit Triple H is doing in WWE necessarily as like a wrestling fan, but as like a, you know, like he's down with all that synergy shit. Read what he writes, you know, he's all about that side of things. So don't expect him to like bury that, and people who are like, he's team WWE who's just here to kill AEW. Like, that's not that either, wackos, you know? Just to give him the benefit of the doubt here, even though he is sort of being like on both sides of shit. But I agree, man. People are kooky and nutty. And when there's that many sickos, it's going to create a bunch of people who are like wackos, who are just full-blown fucking WWE, everything they do, defenders and glazers, you know? And that we've seen it. So it is what it is. Let's read with the gobbledygooker. Yeah, right. 0 followers, 0 following. The real gobbledygooker. He goes, please get help, Nick. I watched your interview. You were pacing, rambling. Your thoughts were scattered. You look like someone who's spiraling out of control. No. Oh, my God. Please seek medical help before it's too late. So that's from the gobbledygooker. WWE's going to sue this dude. I'm surprised they don't put, like, they put Doink in WWE 2K. I'm surprised they don't put the gobbledygooker in there. It's like an IP they own and could just, it's like El Grande, right? You just put an El Grande character. It doesn't have to look like anybody. So, yeah, he just is like, we'll watch some people just want to watch the world burn, sir. What movie is that, guys? What's that impression of, chat? Let me know. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was, I guess, the sicko segment, the Sicko Wars, Hollywood Agents versus the Dirt Sheet Sicko segment. Let's talk some Worldwide Wrestling Federation Entertainment in just a second. Chapter 2, Unit 4 for 2 says, thank you, Ted Turner. Thank you, Ted. Thank you, Ted. Thank you, Ted. Thank you, dude, for the support, and I want to give an air horn. If you missed earlier in the show, we talked about that. Michael Caine and Dark Knight. Shout you out, Boris. These journalists are stuck on the reconstructed contracts, knowing it's started by Brian Alvarez. Wrestle stuff. Pro Wrestle Boys. I mean, alligators and roller derby is a match made in heaven. Wolverine is the best at what he does, bub. I'm the best. Yeah, they're all Wolverine, dude. I'm the best at what I do. Jesus. Tristan Angels on Evolve. How's Evolve, chat? Let me know if you're watching. Evolve. Everybody hit like, subscribe. If you're watching on X, hit the heart and the retweet. We're about to talk about WWE. Some more dirt sheet ownage. LK818. Member for 23 months. You missed the sickos demanding the dirt sheets out who the wrestlers are that took pay cuts to stay with WWE. More gross behavior from the IWC, and particularly the sickos. So here's the thing. I didn't want to just get off in the weeds, but that is in the sicko segment. Like, I have been bookmarking stuff about that, but we haven't done a sicko segment in so long, dude. That folder's so full of shit. I might just pop on and do a PWT run-in of sickos segmenting, okay? Because I was looking in that shit, and yeah, boy, Phil was flabbergasted with that shit. But you missed the sickos demanding the dirt sheets. Yeah, how fucking cooked is that? Thank you for 23 months of service and 23 months of membership. But how fucked is that, LK? Like, they are fucking they are saying the wrestlers need to out themselves. Who's the snitch? Like, who's the bootlicker and shit? Like, what? Are you fucking joking? Like, they just expect Tone's going to give everybody more money. Who's the bootlicker who took the money they offered to stay in the #1 wrestling company and provide for their families and do other shit? Who've given you their body for fucking years at the highest level, and they're never going to be WWE champion again, and they understand that, so they're going to fucking take a bit of a cut? Like, who the fuck are you? Some bum who fucking doesn't do shit. Some stinky asshole bot who fucking illegally streams every fucking AEW pay-per-view and stands AEW and just goes, who's the bootlicker? Like, how do you know Tone would even hire that person or give them more money? You think Dolph Ziggler, you think Nick Nemeth is making more money in TNA than he was in WWE? Is he a bootlicker for taking less money to go to TNA? Would he have been a bootlicker to take less money just to stay and lay in the cut in WWE? Fucking losers, man. Fucking straight up losers. Sorry. I'm going off tonight, guys. Are you enjoying the show tonight, chat? Let me know. Is your boy Phil cooking? Let me know. Is cooking. Down and now. The Rock says. The Rock says. Bow, down, down, down. Let's pull this up. I think the IWC is getting closer than some type of weird danger zone now. Right now I'm getting a weird feeling about the fan base. You're going to put a little marinade on that chicken, or Nemeth is happy in TNA, can't climb in the ring because you think you box. How's you, babe? The one saying we need to know so the boys know who to trust is a observer, podcaster, dirt sheets, and IWC are the same level. Yeah, so we know who to trust. This is who you don't trust. The guys trying to get themselves over by leaking to the fucking sheets. You can trust the fucking guy who will take a pay cut in an era where if they can help elevate too. Okay. On PWT member show, we allegedly about who
allegedly.
It is. Go and check it out, guys. Okay, let's head on over here to WWE news, brought to you by NordVPN.com/ProWrestleTime. 75% off 2-year plans. Check that shit out. Let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for Worldwide Wrestling Federation news. So John Cena is returning to host Backlash, and he promises his history-making news this Saturday. He has some announcement, and it will change the WWE experience for superstars and fans. Now, I was talking this over with a buddy of mine, Husey, and he thinks, well, he hopes actually that it isn't something to do with like WWE Club or Club WWE or whatever. I hope the same. I hope it has to do with bringing house shows back. I hope that I'm hearing rumblings that they might start doing some of the smaller markets again. Now, again, I'm not a fucking dirt sheet. I don't know shit. This is a cartoon, so don't listen to me. But there's rumors and innuendo out there, folks, that they might be fucking looking at some smaller markets again. But is that what's going to change the WWE experience for superstars and fans? Maybe is the move. Hey, we're going to bring back We're going to bring back house shows, but the house shows are going to be like NXT and lower level main roster stars. And then other superstars will be there. You know, like Punk will be there and the Usos will be there at your small town, but they are just doing a signing, or they'll come out and talk like they're not going to wrestle. And are they thinking of a new way to do house shows where it's a fan live experience, FLEs, where you get to interact with the wrestlers and they try and pitch it like this whole new, that's what I think it's going to be personally. Now, this is just me speculating. I have no fucking clue. But I could totally see that being the case, okay? And possibly after SummerSlam, starting after SummerSlam, they could start doing that. And then they go back to these markets in like Canada and some of these places that they don't draw as much, but the wrestlers you see wrestle are like the NXT stars, and then they just send a couple of stars to your city, and then that still keeps, so it's not like, oh, we got to bring like, you know, like Finn Balor and fucking this guy and that, like, you know, Roman Reigns isn't going to pull up to the smaller towns, but like he used to, you know, the house show tours used to be like pretty much all the top guys were there. It doesn't really matter what the house is like, you know? And like, yes, not everybody would be on every card. Some people would get the night off, but now it's like all the top guys, the PLE guys, they get the night off, but maybe Rhodes shows up in whatever small town, and then fucking he just cuts a promo, and then you can pay for the Club WWE experience to meet him after, and he'll do like a signing and a meet and greet, and then it's like a mini taste of what WWE World is, WrestleMania style, for the schlubs and the bums who can't afford the elitist fucking PLE experience type shit. Maybe it's something like that. I really don't know. I think Lex Luger might know.
I don't know.
Me neither. But I hope it's something like that. And listen, that's lame as fuck if like what I'm saying is the way, but they're not just going to go house shows. Ta-da. TKO is going to like put a spin on it. Oh, it's a fan live experiences in your city type shit. Like they're going to find a way to spin it and make it seem bigger than it is. And if it's not that, what else could, like Club WWE announces that if you join it, you get like what could they announce that will fucking change the WWE experience for the superstars and the fans? What I'm saying would change it for the superstars and the fans. Unless it's like, if you pay $100,000, you get to have a match on our next PLE. Could you guys fucking imagine?
For dirt bags and lily pickers.
If it was some goofy shit like that? That would be fucking Cookie Monstered, right? And we have Lincoln Hawk here for 5 saying, I think they're going to tie in house shows to Club WWE. Extra incentive to participate in both. And that's what I'm saying. Like they'll say, listen, house shows are coming back, but the people on the shows will be like the top guy you'll see now is like Finn Balor now, or like a Shinsuke, or maybe not even a Shinsuke, but like maybe Punk will be in your town. He'll do a signing for the Club WWE people only. So join up, and he'll come out and cut a promo, but the rest of the card is going to just be like all NXT people. And we're going to get them over on the house shows so that when they show up on the main roster, they're just super over and everybody knows who they are. And then when we release a bunch of expensive people, we have these cheaper guys that get called up and people already know who they are, because that's the whole point of house shows too. Not only do you make that more personable connection, like Randy Orton met his fucking wife at a house show. You know what I'm saying? Like you make a way more personable connection, and you create fans for life, and it's just fun experiences for people who can't go to Raw and SmackDown and shit. I don't know why they ever stopped doing them as much as they did. And they never really stopped. Like but they just focus on these bigger house shows. And then who's on the house shows? Dom, CM Punk, Rhodes, fucking everybody. You get a cage match at MSG house show and fucking everybody's on it. Rhea Ripley, EO. Now you can do like, okay, you'll get Jordan Grace. You'll get like whoever's on main event on the main roster, and then NXT guys, and then you get a fucking hey, the Usos and Mommy are in your town and you can meet them if you're Club WWE. It'll be some shit like that, buddy. You're right on the spot. You're right on the money. You're right. X marks the spot with that take right there. So I don't know if that's an L or not. It is what it is. I mean, house shows should get ramped back up. I believe that. But at the same time, if they make it some lame, like you can, like Punk will be there, but you got to be a part of Club WWE to meet him or some shit. Like that's fucking lame and stupid. Like the fucking how much more are we gonna gouge people? But now on the topic of Cena being advertised for Backlash, and he is back and he is there and he is lashed to the max. I don't know. I want to say this too. I defended John Cena retiring and then hosting WrestleMania. It's like, what the fuck do you think he's gonna do? But he's going to be in a suit hosting Backlash. He signed a 5-year deal. He's going to quit doing action movies and shit. Peacemaker's going to get killed off. He's going to do more serious dramatic roles like comedy roles like Batista and The Rock. You might get an action role here and there out of him, right? Like even Arnie or Sly Stallone can pull one out. He might be in Expendables 12 or whatever the fuck. But mostly John Cena, I think, is going to try and seriously act and comedically act and stuff. And he's got the chops, but I think it is lame as fuck. He's just coming back to Backlash. Now, if you want to see Cena and you didn't see him on his retirement tour, and you know they're selling those Cena exclusive city shirts anyways, still, even though he ain't rocking them, he's wearing the suits. But you can see him, so that's a good thing. There's a bunch of fucking little kids out there who want to see Cena who are actually going to get a chance after everybody thought they wouldn't. But it's fucking super lame that he's just back. He's going to host every pay-per-view. He's going to have an announcement. They should just declare or decree John Cena is the commissioner of WWE, and there will be a day, there'll come a day where he'll be the one we can't see. Right? John Cena is going to be the commissioner of WWE, and he will like oversee Aldis and Pierce and what they're doing. You know, like the pecking order will go them and then Cena. And that's why he comes out and makes these big announcements. And he doesn't have to be at every show. He can just show up wherever. And he doesn't have to make matches or, you know, swing his dick around backstage as the boss. Like that's still Aldis and Pierce's job. But I'm tired of these like mysterious, the people upstairs phone calls. Like show us who it is. Mick Foley was in that role. Just fucking, it's John Cena. You know, just say it's John Cena. And then above John Cena, you have like Triple H and them, obviously. I think that'd be cool. So more suit Cena. I like it as a fan watching at home. I'm like, word, more Cena. I love it. I can't wait. I'm going to mark out. I'm going to fill marks out over it. But I don't know, guys. It's kind of crazy. They're just rolling them out. Roll out for every PLE. Speaking of rolling out, I'm sure Chelsea Green left in a wheelchair because that's what they do at hospitals. Fucking terrible transition. But Chelsea Green shared that she had a heart procedure done after doctors caught her SVT. Best wishes and speedy recovery, Chelsea. SVT, it sounds like a Law and Order spinoff, right? SVT, Law and Order. SVT. Making light of a serious situation. I love Chelsea Green, one of my fucking all-time favorite women's wrestlers, I think, personally. And prayers and best energies for her and her recovery. And thank God the doctors found that shit. In other news, we talked about some wrestlers' schedules and being rolled out. Roman Reigns, he was announced for a bunch of dates in June. And he's like, I'm here all summer, bitch. Acknowledge me. And then he was pulled from a bunch of June TV dates. So flutes in the chat for Dave Meltzer's take on this. Dave Meltzer goes, regarding Roman Reigns being pulled from June TV dates that were, announced. It's like, it's just, the reason we were told is that he's not going to be on the Saudi Arabia pay-per-view. And thus there is no reason to do the TVs building that show. If he loses, the title next week, Brian. Of course, except it's like, that would be a change and there will be more to the story. If he retains, that's probably all it is. But Dewey's cousin, Reigns is no longer scheduled for any television in June. So Dave just extrapolating all this bullshit, just making shit up. And then what happened was somebody reported, and I hope we see it here amidst all of this wrestling sludge. So according to PWI, Roman Reigns being removed from the advertised June TV dates was due to a TKO WWE listing error. It's not related to any issue with the company or his WrestleMania 42 deal. Now, this could be WWE just working PWI as well. No, it was a clerical error. But yeah, they just said it was a clerical mistake announcing him. Who knows? He did say he would be there all June, but if something comes up, man, that takes precedence in his career, in his life, like Hollywood, dude, he's going to go do that. So don't be shocked. Like, I was shocked they honestly put the world title on him. Like, going into it, you kind of felt like it was his time again, and I'm so glad they did, but it was a little shocking. Speaking of people's schedules and dates, CM Punk will appear at Night of Too Many Stars. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Night of Too Many Stars. I'm trying to get a job on Fallon. It's the Night of Too Many Stars featuring Bill Burr, Conan O'Brien, Steve Carell, or maybe Carol, depending who you ask, Ron Funches, Nikki Glazer, I barely know her, Tiffany Haddish, Jimmy Kimball, Johnny Knoxville, Leanne Morgan, John Mulaney, CM Punk, Bob Odenkirk, Matt Rife, Adam Sandler, Sarah Silverman, Ali Wong, Noah Weil, and too many more to name here. It's the Night of Too Many Stars. So Punk will be there, dude. Make sure you check him out. If you're there, if you're in the surrounding area. Speaking of Punk and his business, Netflix executives are reportedly actively pushing to make movies featuring WWE stars Liv Morgan and CM Punk. And that's courtesy of Nick LoPiccolo on bodyslam.net. Hey, I'm not surprised, motherfuckers. Shout out Punk, man. He's crushing it. I still haven't watched Night Patrol. I still just haven't done it. I don't know why. But it just hasn't screamed at me yet as like, oh, I got to throw this on. You know, there's some movies where you're like, I will watch it, but I just don't know. I just don't know when. So, in other news, in some serious news, okay? Breaking. Conviction sentence for Cuatrero. Rogelio Reyes was found guilty of domestic violence and attempted #feminicidio. Feminicidio. What the fuck? Against his girlfriend, Steph Vaquer. The sentence will be announced next Tuesday. And then Lucha Blog says Cuatrero has been ruled guilty of DV and femicide against Stephanie Vaquer. They're expected to announce a sentence next Tuesday. So just reiterating what was said. God damn. That's wild. That is no good. Again, I don't know who that guy is at all other than from this Stephanie story that's sort of ongoing, right? And so, speaking of ongoing, there have been cuts and releases in WWE. And this is the NXT news portion where we're just going to talk about, or like the WWE ID /NXT/AAA and stuff. It's got to become its own folder, I think. But Francois Prince Lou, and I know chat's going, Francois Prince who? has announced his departure from WWE. He wrote this long thing. No one knows who you are, buddy, so I'm not going to read this whole thing, but he just says, WWE has been nothing but a blessing for me. It has easily been one of the hardest challenges I've had to face, and yet I wouldn't have had it any other way. Through this journey, I was able to learn a lot about myself, the world, and the beautiful people. The beautiful people. The beautiful people. The beautiful people. The beautiful people in it. So, shout out Francois Prince-Loup. And so, speaking of NXT and some of the underling stuff, they're the underlings. No, NXT superstar Nico Vance is the new ROW Reality of Wrestling champion. He's got a great look. I can dig it. Dig what Booker T's doing.
Of wrestling history, an NXT superstar is now the Reality of Wrestling champion. After 245 days, Daddy Limelight couldn't get it done against Nico.
So there you go, dude. Shout out Nico Vance. He totally rules. Hopefully everything doesn't glitch the fuck out. So Evil. Okay, all of these stories start popping up, and the dirt sheets have been botching a bunch. They've been getting felted by Nick LoPiccolo a bunch. They've been getting called out. They've been exposed for fucking stoogery. Check out my video on Sean Ross Sapp and Anna Jay and Zelina Vega and all of that. If you guys haven't, please and thank you. It's not a clip from the show. It's like a video I did and making like little video essays now and shit. But Evil is currently listed internally under his real name, Takaki Watanabe. Takaki, what is that like? Is that your name or is that what you do? Goosh, 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 goosh. But that I'm so sorry. Please don't kill me if I ever see you, Evil. But that isn't expected to stick. The trademark WWE filed on April 28th for Nox Rygen is indeed his new name, and that's according to Fightful Select. Right, and here's the thing: they're being stooged bullshit. Liar! Or they're lying. It's one of the other fucking... It's one of the two. Okay? So, we move along here. And I'll tell you guys why. Because Sean Sapp's about to say, well, it was a flip-flop. Well, if that's the fucking case... It's not the case, because Nox Rygen got trademarked and everybody said it's either Takahashi or Evil's name. And then when they just didn't say it during his debut, it was like, oh, I guess that's not his name. And some people even said Mason Rook is going to be Evil. And that wasn't true either. So what the fuck, you know? But talking more about this, right? Evil, he makes his debut next week. And from here on, I will be known as Naraku. Naraku, dude. Can you smell what Naraku's cooking, dude? Let's fucking go. So I'm down with this name. He cut his little promo, and it was some good shit. Here's him talking here. So over these people coming in, man. These youngsters coming in, man, in his thing too. In his promo, and he's saying, yo, it's the land of opportunity now. I'm going to take full advantage, like full blown. I love that NXT's giving the vibes of like, yeah, this is a rebuild where it's like a new era and shit. I love it, man. I fucking love it. This is my moment to strike. Fucking love it. But yeah, he's known as Naraku. So I like it. I like the name. Evil ruled. Naraku's easy. You can just remember the shit. And I don't know what the fuck it means. I don't know if somebody can translate that. But yeah. I'm glad he's there. And he is not Nox Rygen or whatever the fuck people were saying, or Mace Rook or whatever the fuck. That's Will Cruz. So Micah Lockwood, showed up, and she was, I forget her name. something Humphreys or Humpties or some shit on LFG, but her name is Maya Lockwood, and she's with the Vanity Project now because Blakey just got called up, thank God. And this works too, because Maya Lockwood is like their China in a way, and they're these pretty boys, and she is like a big, giant, muscly fucking woman. Okay, well, I'll just leave it at that. He shows up.
Look at this.
Now, let's play this, guys. I don't want to get felted by TKO for playing this clip, but it's like she body slams Jasper Troy. Like, is this the right move? This is like him and Keanu Carver, like your two new big beasts. Is this the right move to body slam him with a chick, like regardless of her size? And I mean, it's pretty crazy. I'm so glad to see her on TV though. Like, she's got such a look and a presence that, you know, them big ladies are they're over with me. You know, I like the Lash Legends, the Rhea Ripleys, the Nayas. You got like a heavyweights women's division, you know, the Oscars. That one was for chat. Okay.
We'll rule you.
But, you know, we're going to talk about what else went down. Will Cruz showed up, but that's who, and I just bring those up to say, look, Will Cruz shows up. He's Mason Rook and the evil name thing, right? Everybody starts flip-flopping around on it. So here's Tryon Brian Alvarez, who had this to say about the name, right?
Brian.
He goes, the trademark Nox Raijin name will still be used for someone besides Naraku. No shit. This was weird because I and several others were told he was going to be Nox Raijin. Whatever happened, that name wasn't a swerve. Someone's going to be Nox, just not evil. Yeah, they trademarked it, asshole, and they worked you because you're an asshole. Get it, asshole? Yeah, they told you guys a fucking lie and made you look stupid as fuck. Right? So then Sean Ross Sapp goes, there were internal materials for evil with the trademark Nox Raijin name as recently as Sunday. Okay, but then how come the reported name of him was his real name? Tukaki fucking Tukaki Watanabe or whatever. Why the fuck is that the case then? If he was internally listed as that, and then they never said his name on TV, they just last minute. And then what happens when Takahashi debuts and he's Nox Raijin? Are all the sheets going to go, well, that was the plaid name for evil, but then they changed it because they look at Japanese people as all the same and they're interchangeable.
Are you sure about that?
Is that going to be your guys' fucking dumb excuses? So, yeah, he just says there were internal materials for evil with the trademark Nox Raijin. Name as recently as Sunday, so it seems like the name adjustment was recent. It's like, come on, man. You guys are fucking just... You're just a joke. And so, yeah, that's just the dirt sheets failing with that whole name thing. They're about to get owned here a bit, too, with TKO talk. So let's get into some TKO talk. What is chat saying? Chat me up. Hit like, all that good shit. Subscribe. Tell a friend. Retweet. Heart. All of that good stuff. Okay? Oh, they should have called him Steve Eel. Watanabe. Takahashi should be Danhausen's partner. He has an oddity that would work well with Danhausen. Yeah, you're right. I think it's going to be Punk, but New Japan, same as the old Japan. Oh, there are other Japanese names too. Phil, some more Japanese talents are on the way. One day she's going to get her chin checked, trying to suplex everyone. She look like a man. Oh, no. What is that from again? Is that Mad TV? She look like a man. I'm pretty sure that's Mad TV, right? You are watching Mad TV. Mad. WWE get rid of Zeta Steel and struck Gorlock the Destroyer with them. Oh, no. It means good. Naraku. Okay, guys. So let's get into again, we'll just hit a breaking news. Shout out everybody for being here tonight. So TKO is asking this is courtesy of Body Slam, asking multiple talent to restructure their contracts as a result of what they view as talent rate of production versus what they are being paid. Another source indicated that TKO is looking to maximize revenue as the company is still currently in debt due to endeavors past. Now, here's the problem with people who aren't in that world, in that space. And I'm not either. I'm just regurgitating what people smarter than I. Shout out Conrad Thompson and Eric Bischoff for having these discussions.
Oh, come on now, Eric.
But and guys like Nick LoPiccolo and shit out there who like put people on game with this shit. TKO is asking multiple talent to restructure their shit. Fast forward. TKO is looking to maximize revenue. True. So they want wrestlers who are influencers and are cheaper. Like, think about it. I've said this a billion times. The New Day are off TV, right? Both of them. Ethan Page probably gets paid a third of what one of the New Days were getting. And the ratings change fucking zero by having Ethan Page and Rusev team up instead of the New Day on last Raw. Do you know what I'm saying? So yes, they're going to do that, and they want to have guys on cheaper deals. It's the same thing the UFC did. If you want more in-depth context, we even took a look at a brilliant documentary by Napoleon, Blown Apart. I'm lobbying to get him on the fucking podcast. You guys need to go hit his comments and tell him to check this out and to come on the show. But he talks about in his latest documentary, You Don't Hate Zuffa Boxing Enough, about like TKO and how just a bunch of the complaints are the same from UFC to WWE. And it's absolutely true, right? There is some negatives. It's not all doom and gloom like everybody pretends, but there are some negatives. Like as a fan, you're like, what the fuck with some of this stuff? And it's deeper than just the ads on the canvas. Like, I don't give a fuck about that. And I break that down more in depth on Monday's member show. But when it comes to this, it needs to be noted, like, TKO's not really, really in debt, dude. When they're paying people like 56 and 7 million dollars for like the executives and shit for 1 year. I mean, they're all, and like a bunch of guys are getting these payouts and they're paying the talent. Like, what they are is, and I don't know how to explain this that well, but they're like on paper in debt. And then they get tax cuts and shit like that. Because, hey, technically we're in debt, so that's like billionaire shit, you know, that normies like us, simpletons like us, we don't understand that side of the game. So, or we weren't born into a fucking trust fund family with where you go and work in that side of the game or whatever. So, yeah, like they're looking to maximize revenue as the company currently still has debt. They're not trying to pay the debt off. They're just fucking looking to maximize revenue, and they do that by being in debt. That's like a part of it. Just to clarify for people who aren't up on game like that. And that might be an excuse they're throwing out there, but that's the excuse they throw out there. So they only pay taxes on, 60% of their earnings instead of fucking the 100%, whereas you and I pay 100% of taxes on our earnings. You know what I'm saying? And fucking, it's greasy. It is greasy. So one of the day of mass releases, WWE approached, on the day of, I'm dyslexic, the mass releases, WWE approached numerous talents and asked them to take pay cuts to remain with the company. Several of them were given just 2 days to make that decision. The New Day quickly decided they would rather leave. Despite the pay cut offer, the duo will still walk away from millions of dollars over the next 4 years. Yeah, I mean, they would have got offered like half, so they're still in the millions if that's the case. And they probably did walk away. And we talked about this a little bit earlier, but just to touch on this, like the sickos, or it's the wackos, I guess, probably the sickos, who knows? The sickos are the wackos. Finkel is Einhorn. Einhorn is Finkel. Finkel and Einhorn. So the sickos and the wackos, whoever it may be, they like want, because somebody allegedly, and we're about to read the headline here, somebody did take a pay cut. Okay? Now, would it shock you if a guy like The Miz took a pay cut? They're using him a bunch, like more than, he's never going to be WWE champion again. He's hosting American Gladiators. He's just helping getting other people over. Who cares if he took a fucking pay cut? Nick Nemeth, Dolph Ziggler took a pay cut to go to TNA. Is he a sellout? Is he a bootlicker? You have fans out there going, like, clowning them and going, expose the bootlicker. They should expose themselves. And it's like, fuck you. You know, you expose yourselves, you assholes. And like, where do you work? And I'm not shitting on anybody who works at like a car wash or a fucking goes out there and does construction every day. But like, fuck you. You take a pay cut too if you're, you know what I mean? Like, what are we talking about? You pick up the double shift at wherever the fuck. We're all trying to live. We're all trying to make $1, dude. Shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like, it's just the dumbest thing to clown anyone for. It's like when people see a celebrity driving an Uber. We've talked about this on PWT before. It's like you see a celebrity driving an Uber working at a Walmart and they get clowned. People try to clown them. It's like, fuck you, dude. Fucking got a wife and kids, man. You have a fucking job. There's no shame in doing what you got to fucking do, man. There's no shame in having a fucking regular job or taking a pay cut to do your dream job because it's your fucking dream, especially after you already made millions. I mean, what fucking millions do you need? That's the problem. So this fucking they'll sit there and go, oh, TKO, the gross corporation, needs to make all this fucking money. They're going to go to AEW and get more money than they would have gotten. They're going to work Tony McCann out of so much fucking money, dude. It would smash your bank account to oblivion. Right? So quit fucking, I don't know, man. Quit fucking watching these guys. So a pretty majorly pushed talent was reportedly asked to take a 50% pay cut last week and allegedly did. Do you guys see that? Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Well, allegedly, I've heard a bunch of names. I'll just throw one out there that, again, friend of the show, Hughesy's come on and been like, would you be shocked? The Miz, I mean, he'd probably take a pay. He said it on our show. Miz would take a pay cut. It's probably someone like The Miz. It's probably someone like fucking R-Truth or some shit. They probably came back to him and were like, dude, we're not going to pay. Who knows, right? But it's one of these guys that, like, you don't quit white knighting if you're mad about this. Who's the bootlicker? Fuck you. You know, you're a fucking neckbeard with a cat. Shut the fuck up. So the name of the cat can survive in the alley. If you just let it loose into the fucking back alleys, it would survive. It doesn't need you, asshole. Okay? Miz has kids. If it's him, you can't shame the guy. And you can't shame Kofi or Xavier for walking away, in my opinion. Or you can do whatever you want, but you look like an asshole, right? So the name of the talent is unknown, and it cannot be confirmed 100% that this was the case. Then why the fuck say it, PWI? Then why say it? But the timing of that claim is interesting, as it took place a day before news broke of Kofi and Xavier Woods' departure. Okay? So we move along here, and you see, like, one part of this discussion is, you know, shout out MMA On Point. They do tremendous MMA, like, mini docs, like video essays, whatever you want to call it, on YouTube. Shout out MMA On Point. And I did this mock-up of this UFC official magazine. I'm guessing they did a mock-up because there's no way they would, like, put Connor behind bars and shit. But it was reported what, like, TKO execs and what everybody's making and shit after 2025 and Q1 of 2026 and whatnot. And a lot of people are like, it's fucking shameful that these guys are walking away with all this money every fucking year, and yet they're letting wrestlers go and asking them to take pay cuts and what they're paying some of these fighters. And I got to be honest, I 100% agree. Like, it is fucked up, man. This is part of the business, but I'm not here to defend that because it affects me fucking none, buddy. I ain't Scrooge McDuckbucks here. Fucking, you know, it's pretty cooked how everything's just becoming like corporate fucking
he had
slop,
Cuervo with him the whole time too.
And like, these guys are walking away with stacks of cash, and I'm not saying they should only make, like, they're elevating companies to bring in billions and shit. So yes, this guy deserves a healthy pay. But it's like, man, you're letting Kairi Sane go, which we'll talk about in a minute, because, again, your boy Phil, I think, was spot on about something. But, you know, you're letting Kairi go in the middle of a storyline. Maybe that's not the best example if she does come back. We'll talk about that in a second. But you're letting people go, let my people go, like Aleister Black and shit. when he's like eyeing up Rhodes in the background and might, spin kick one of these motherfuckers, it seems like, and then they just kind of dead that. And then Gunther's out there attacking Rhodes, and you're like, shit, was that supposed to be Aleister Black? Probably. It is kind of cooked to like see how much they're getting paid, and then some of these dudes are like, dude, I was getting $2 million and they want me to take $1 million now, and this asshole just got $65 million. Like, you don't appreciate Kofi Kingston enough to give him another $1 million, but they're in the position where it doesn't matter. And if they do that house show shit I was fantasy mark booking earlier, where they're like, hey, it's NXT stars and then like lower mid main roster stars on house shows, and then we'll send like one big star for the WWE club people to meet in Yo City, like the Usos and Liv Morgan might be in your town or whatever the fuck. And we're going to run these like B, C towns again, regularly house shows, but still give the people at the tippy top like a lighter schedule. Then that will only further enhance their ability to do this, because then the younger NXT people who are getting paid less already will get popular quicker. You guys get what I'm saying with that? So, and it's funny too, because you see CM Punk, like, they're spending all the cash. They gave him the Chicago Bulls entrance. They give him the fucking, they're hiring his friends, Danhausen and shit. They're fucking rolling out the red carpet for him, getting licensing songs for him and shit. So they're paying an arm and a leg for the people that really are like the PLE stars, the people that really matter the most in their mind. And you can kind of see the separation of classes there, if you will, in WWE. And it's already happened in UFC. I mean, it is what it is. But Ari Emanuel, his TKO package for 2025 was $67.5 million. And it's like, dude, give me the 0.5 of that, buddy, change a motherfucker's life. Like, that's crazy amounts of money. And what did he make last year? What's he going to make this year now? So and here's the thing, all of the UFC athlete compensation is $225 to $275 million for purses, PI cost, anti-doping so this isn't just what they paid fighters. It's for the purses, the performance incentive cost, anti-doping program cost, sponsorship pay that they give you, and fighter bonuses, etc. About $225 to $275 million. This guy made $67.5 million. They can't pay Sugar Sean O'Malley $2 million to fight and shit, but they can give Conor Benn $15 million for a fight nobody watched at the Meta Apex. And yes, they call the Apex Center now, the UFC does the Meta Apex. It is fucking so lame and ridiculous. So we move along here and we get kind of lost in the weeds with the business they're doing. So again, let's talk about this. Kairi Sane. There's a belief that within WWE that there's a better than 50% chance Kairi Sane will appear at this weekend's Backlash event. And that's the Observer saying it. I don't normally believe them, but I will say this. Let me just read this. Fuck it. I will read something that was sent to me. About this situation, and it was like, let me see, with Kairi, and this is all allegedly, I'm not a dirt sheet, this is The Simpsons, right? Poor people don't like PWT, and this
allegedly.
So with Kairi, apparently it's the same stuff that Rhea Ripley went through back in 21-22. She was having visa issues to WWE. With WWE, really weren't using her much because they didn't know if she would still be in the country. But then she got it fixed. Then they turned her heel and she joined Judgment Day. Wouldn't shock me if Sane is re-signed before the end of the year. And now they're talking about she might be at Backlash. So there you go. This is what I'm talking about. Like, where's the dirt sheets with any of this shit? And that was sent to me, by the way, way before she might be at Backlash. That was sent to me like a day after she was fucking gone. So we move along here and we talk about what WWE's doing. And again, they're hiring like writers. They let some production guys go. They're hiring people. Hunter Selby has been hired as the new director of show production and design at WWE. He announced via LinkedIn. Selby was nominated for 3 Emmys for outstanding lighting design, lighting direction on American Idol and SNL 50, the homecoming concert. So they're trying to win Emmys and shit like that. That's what that's TKO's initiative. It's been that way for a while. And they want some of these wrestlers to be in more movies and shit so people can see it's serious. Then they start taking Roman serious and Punk serious on TV. And let's nominate this shit for an Emmy and things like that, right? So they got the lighting guy. They're going to try and win an Emmy for WWE through fucking this dude's lighting and stuff. And they might consider him because he's won Emmys and shit. So good for him. Jim Rodriguez, a.k.a. J-Rod. He announced that he joined WWE as a senior associate producer. Bucket list job. I've joined the WWE as a senior associate producer. I might have said assistant because I'm redacted. Going to be involved with Raw, SmackDown, NXT productions, and making trips to Mexico for AAA. Beyond excited. Right on. So they're hiring people, letting the fucking New Day go. So here we have Dave Meltzer again, flutes in the fucking chat because he's just lying through his fucking teeth, buddy. Like he doesn't know shit. He doesn't know a goddamn
Just in, we have
thing.
confirmed that Dave Meltzer fears PWT and flutes.
And he goes, I know one guy in the situation. WWE pay cuts. He could go to AEW and he could make a lot of money in AEW, but he did take a pretty big pay cut to stay. Dave, anybody who went to WWE first can make a lot of money in AEW. And he would prefer to stay because nobody wants to go to AEW. You really don't. Unless you're just on some fuck it, I want some money tip. Or it's your only choice. It's someone whose career was pretty much, the reason you'd be asking to renegotiate is because the contract you signed was when they perceived you as being far more valuable than they perceive you as being now. So like the Miz, Dave, or like a fucking the New Day or whatever. That's why they would renegotiate a contract. In this case of the person, it's someone who'd fit into that category. And the reason was not that he's not good or not great or a top guy, but they creatively didn't take advantage of what they had. So it's WWE didn't creatively take advantage of what they had. And so this guy took a pay cut that would get rich in AEW, but took a pay cut to stay there. But WWE stinks.
Liar!
You know what I mean? Like, okay.
Tell us what you know, you goddamn liar!
And then he goes, you didn't take the risk or whatever it is of going elsewhere. It's still a lot of money. So then shut the fuck up. This is just a fake made up story. Like name who it is or just shut the fuck up with these fake lie stories, Dave. Jeepers. So TKO reports first quarter. And here's the other thing too. I don't even think I bookmarked it because it was so stupid. But literally a report comes out fucking Aleister Black in talks to sign with AEW. And then Fightful comes out. Aleister Black is not in talks to sign with AEW. And it's just like, man, you guys are a bunch of fucking clowns. It's just a clown car of fucking goofballs and goobers. Can't get a story straight. Right? So TKO reports first quarter 2026 results. Total revenue 1.6 billion. UFC 401.2 million. WWE 475.7 million. On location 655.4 million in the first quarter, dude. And they can't scrape off the New Day a few milli. Or give your boy Phil S. Marks the 0.7 here, and I'll fucking shill WWE. I won't even talk about AEW anymore. You know what I'm saying?
The best guys, Tony Khan.
The best guys, Triple H. So Nick Khan has signed a new deal with TKO to remain WWE president through 2030. So shout him out. They got Dana White through 2030, I think, as well, and Trips through 2030 as well, at least. Mark Shapiro said TKO are firmly moving ahead with scheduled events in Saudi Arabia and the region for both WWE and UFC, even and despite a challenging environment. Saudi Arabia's PIF will not withdraw their financial commitment to TKO as they did with the Live Golf, and all 6 events with WWE's UFC Zuffa Boxing are taking place as planned. Yeah, I mean, unless bombs are going off and shit, in which case they'll just change it, but then they just owe the Saudis another show. So they're just staying optimistic and like, yeah, we're going to take care of this and we're going to go anyways. But if there's still war and shit going on and I work in WWE, I'm like, nope. Nope. Ain't no fucking way. And the UFC, dude, they're selling partner investment tickets. Like, do you see this? So this is what it'll be. Hey, we're bringing live events back, but if you're a Club WWE subscriber, then you get to meet fucking Jade Cargill after the show or whatever. It's going to be some dumbass shit like that, but UFC are selling partner investment tickets to the White House for $1.5 million. Da-na-na, da-na-na. The ticket comes with UFC Freedom 250 partner welcome reception, press conference reserved seating, ceremonial weigh-ins general admission access, UFC 329 floor tickets. So wait, is 329, hold on, UFC 329. When's 329? So I don't think that's the... Is 329 the Freedom 250 event? Or is 329 like the one after that? Because again, they call them numbered events, but 328 is this Saturday. Hamza Chimaev versus Sean Strickland. And Joshua Van versus Tatsuro Taira. Who I think is Tatsuro Taira. I think that's Shinsuke Nakamura's guy, if I'm not mistaken. Might be another Japanese fellow. No, maybe that was racialist what I said. But no, it's not. It was one of these Japanese fellows at one of the lighter weights trains with Shinsuke, and he's cornered him a bunch. So the offer is being sent out to influential people. So they want like influencers and like people who buy in and people who can afford this shit because there's only like 4,000 seats or whatever. And I think the crowd might suck. It's going to be a bunch of old politicians. Hopefully the military guys get rowdy. Like they would do shows out in like Abu Dhabi and shit like that. And the UFC did them for the troops and they fucking ruled. Hopefully it's like there's military people, then the influencers, like the Nelk boys will be there and shit. That's all cringe. So yeah, you think fucking TKO's gouging with WWE $1.5 million tickets for the ceremonial weigh-in, which is like free admission, I think, for a bunch of them. If it's just like a regular fight. I'm pretty sure it's just free admission. So it's like, oh, you get a bunch of this stuff you'd get anyways if you just bought a normal fucking ticket at any other show. And obviously this is a monumental White House event, but is it though? It's like, it's cool because it's on some like video game type shit. It's on some like Street Fighter meets like Snake Plissken type shit where I don't know, maybe that's not the right pull, but like where you'd have like a fucking street fight in front of the White House and it's like a level in a video game, you know? You fight Guile in America and it's in front of the fucking White House. Like it's cool in that way, I guess, but it's kind of fucking cringe. New for the first time. So to wrap this up here, Brandon Thurston says new for the first time. We have full text of WWE Raw and SmackDown media rights contracts that covered 2019 to 24. A rare insight into the deals that are so crucial to today's wrestling economics, made public via the ongoing WWE merger shareholder lawsuit. So Thurston goes, both deals contain non-competes that largely closed out the networks' right to air non-WWE pro wrestling. MLW alleged in his 23 antitrust case that such clauses existed. This confirms they did for these two. These deals are now expired, but raise questions about current terms. I mean, it doesn't really raise questions. We all knew this because we're all not dumb fucks, right? So obviously they would have like a no compete with some of the networks and blah, blah, blah. Let's see if anything interesting arises out of this shit. Yeah, so they have the Raw deals, the USA shit. They have it all laid out, all the SmackDown stuff. What the deals paid WWE. So the written agreement confirms what was long reported, a 5-year contract paid at an average of $265 million. So it just confirmed everything. Like it's just not even like, it's just like everything was confirmed. That's all this is. Like we already knew this. Thurston thinks he's just dropping news and shit. Stay thirsty, my friends. And that was Worldwide Wrestling Entertainment News, ladies and gentlemen. And that, guys, was PWT. Round of applause for me and the PWT universe. You're so gracious. You're so amazing. Guys, we will link up for Backlash. I didn't do a Backlash preview. Do we preview Backlash quickly? WWE Backlash card. Let's preview the shit quickly. Is it on Wikipedia? Let's just run through it quickly here. Dude, we're looking for 2026. Like, what are we fucking... So they're in Tampa, Florida with this one. Let's preview Backlash really quick because this Saturday, Sicko Saturday, we're going to be watching Backlash, guys. And then a few times in May, we have some shows to watch. The Grandes de Noches, de Grandes or whatever. We're watching the fuck out of that shit. So Roman Reigns versus Jacob Fatu for the world title. My early pick is, if Roman's not going to be there for June dates, Fatu actually wins it. And I think it's a little too early to do that. Danhausen and To Be Announced versus The Miz and Kit Wilson. Cena's going to be there. That means Punk's going to be there. And Punk's going to surprise team up with Danhausen. I'm almost positive of it. Io Sky versus Asuka, finally. Io Sky, you know, they're throwing the mist around. Kyrie might return. I totally see it happening. Trick Williams with Yachty versus Sami Zayn. This is going to be the full-blown Sami Zayn cheats, heel turn, low blows Trick, wins the title back or some shit. And yes, I could see them hot potatoing it around. Sami Zayn could go off into another direction and Trick can just be over as a babyface. Seth Rollins versus Braun Breaker with Paul Heyman in a singles match. Again, this is like a heavyweight title match without the heavyweight title on the line. I love it. I think Braun Breaker gets the big win, though. I think he gets the big win. Okay? And so that, ladies and gentlemen, was PWT live show. Round of applause for me and the PWT universe. And I'll see you guys for Sicko Saturday and Backlash. I got some pods dropping. I got some guests coming on, and I got what else? I got let's do like a run-in Sicko segment. I got to get rid of some of the Sicko action going on in these folders. Okay, so we might do like a run-in, just stay locked in. Maybe it'll be like a morning show or something like I did the other day for PWT member show. I appreciate you all. Be good to each other. Drink lots of water. Hit like, tell a friend, hype the videos. If you guys see my video essays, hit the hype button. Okay, that helps so much. And until next time, I'll see you guys Sicko Saturday. Be good. Peace.
Every booking is golden, you see. Perfect cards crafted for you and me. Yeah, the best guys, Tony Khan, it's true. Triple cup, best damn booker in the land. 3 red cups stacked up, always in command. Triple cup, living legend of the fight. Just a call away from making it right. Never see him back hard, no way. Got the whole roster locked in for the day. A Crimson Tower of modern art. Triple cup, triple cup. Every booking is golden, you see. Perfect cards crafted for you and me. Yeah, the best guys, Tony Khan, it's true. Triple cup, best damn booker in the land. 3 red cups stacked up, always in command. Triple cup, living legend of the fight. Just a call away from making it right. Never see him back hard, no way.